Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Gas Holes Podcast. This is episode like 7.5, technically. I think. Did we ever get to episode 7? You did like a an exclusive over there on Spotify for those of you who might be listening to anywhere. I guess if you if you're on YouTube and you didn't know about all that other stuff, tell us how your exclusive went last week.
Um, it went all right. I kind of rambled on about several theories. The Clintons haven't killed me, so that's good.
Hey,
But other than that, it was pretty good. I rambled a lot, but I mean, it seemed to be well received. Nobody messaged me angry about it.
oh that's good. How'd your how did the race go tonight? That thing you did? Cause I watched it like a little bit here and there, but I was too busy doing shit.
Okay, yeah. So for those of you who don't know, tonight I did a Daytona oval race, but we used the backstretch bus stop. The idea actually came from Chris Mulhall, who runs the iRacing Barstool League. He had brought it up in one of our group chats, kind of joking, and I was like, I'm gonna do that. So we did it with the Cup car tonight, and it was actually so when I hosted it, I was honestly just hosting it for the first lap, big packs soaring down the back straightaway, and then having to slow down for the bus stop. Sure enough, it didn't disappoint. We had like a 30-car pileup going into
Did
the
see
bus
that.
stop on the first lap. So it was great. But then as the field kind of got broken up, the Cup cars, I chose them because they punched such a big hole in the air that I knew they'd be able to suck up and draft to each other. And we started actually getting really good battles throughout the field. And some guys would be good in the bus stop and they'd pull away, but then they'd get brought back by the draft and it ended up being really good. So we had a few cautions throughout the race, and we restarted with under 5 to go. I forget what it was. And Seth DeMerchant, Sean Butler, Evan Rice, and Carson Hostvar broke away. And it's actually kind of funny. I found out after the race, Hostvar's running the Daytona truck race at the road course.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
he's never been to a road course. So,
Oh, oof.
yeah, that's going to be interesting. I guess I can say that. Oh, hopefully I didn't spill the beans. But anyway, he was in there. Four of them slugged it out for the last handful of laps. In the last lap, Hostvar went from fourth to the lead going into the bus stop. He ended up in the grass and about spun out, and they passed him back. And then DeMerchant, Rice, and Butler battled it out, and Seth and Sean won by 1,000th of a second over
Oh, have
Seth.
you ever?
Yeah, so it was pretty good. We're definitely going to do that again. I was expecting it to only be cool for the shit show, but it actually was a really good race. And I've done that a couple of times. I've done stuff expecting it to be a shit show, and it ends up being really good. Like the Miatas on the short tracks, I wanted that to be a shit show, and they're actually really good racing. So
And
I
where
don't know.
where can the folks catch these great events?
I'm glad you asked. Twitch.tv/Moonhead. So yeah, I switched to Twitch. Um, and it's actually going really well. I mean, obviously viewers have been down, I guess, from YouTube, but not by much. It surprised me how many people followed over there, because I mean, you know as well as anybody, when you switch something up, don't matter. You could tattoo it on your forehead, and people would still be like, they'd find your stream a year later wherever else you put it, and they'd be like, oh, damn, why didn't you say something? I'd been watching.
As a matter of fact, I just got a comment today. Somebody was like, "So does this mean no more YouTube streams?" And I was like, I replied, "That's what moving all streams to Twitch means."
I like tonight during your FDF stream, somebody said, so how long you streaming for, Cozy? And you're like, 25 to go, we're shutting it off. And somebody believed it, of course. They asked you why you would do that. But yeah, twitch.tv/Moonhead. We're actually setting a blistering pace on growth. We've got a good sub count and a really good follower count. We're approaching 1,000 followers. We'll be there before you know it. So the check mark's coming, folks. I think we're on our way. Have you heard back? Didn't you apply for partner?
I did, and I have not heard anything. So I think that's good because the longer I stream without hearing anything, the better my stats look, I guess. Because I haven't completed any of the 30-day shit, but I applied anyways. Actually, before I got the sub button, just for kids and shiggles, and yeah, I haven't heard anything. So my stats are looking better and better. So maybe we'll see. That'd be a big dick swinging. No, to just put the dong on the table and get partner in the first go.
I think it might happen because I was talking to Jordan. I've never seen how the partner application process looks, and he Jordan's got partners, so he's explaining to me that you can put like your other social media, like your YouTube and shit in there too. Were you able to do that?
I remember selecting like I was like, do you have another following that you're bringing over? And I think that was one of it. And I was like, I said in there, I was like, yeah, I got a channel at the time. I had like 23,000 subscribers. We've got another 1,000 since then. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully they're like, oh yeah, this guy's gonna get it. So just fucking give it to
I'd
him.
imagine that if they see that and see your views and all that, that they would probably pull the plug or pull the trigger, not the plug. Don't pull the plug, Twitch. But yeah, I'm hoping that'll help me. I mean, mine's not as big, but I've seen people with less following than me get it. So maybe, I don't know. It's kind of random. I have tits, but I'm not a girl, so I don't know. I've heard it's a lot easier if you're a girl.
Cross your fingers, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see how it goes. Well, we had Indianapolis this week. Did you have a fun week of watching Indianapolis?
No.
Me either. What the hell happened, man? The Indy GP sucked, right? Did you watch it? You probably didn't watch it, did you? I didn't think so. I don't blame you.
I watched part of it, and I was like, yeah, that's about what I thought it'd be, and didn't watch it.
Let me tell y'all something. How many years has this Indy GP been around? It's been around since, 2014 maybe? Somewhere around in there? It's gone on for like 6 years. And
I've only watched the first one, and where they almost killed like 5 people on the start.
When they tried doing standing starts, and that was like the one and only time they tried it, and yeah, that happened, and then they didn't try it anymore. But yeah, that race has existed for like 6 or 7 races now, and it has sucked all but once, and that was last year because of rain. We've been over this. The race, like the road course, sucks. It just does. However, the Xfinity cars, like when you put stock cars on a road course, it just like, I don't know, they're just fun no matter what, really. It's like. IndyCar though, I just like the track. I don't like it personally, just because it's very flat and I don't know. It's not a very good track for passing for like IndyCar, except for turn 1. Turn 1's just a fucking shit show, and that's exciting to watch. But the rest of it's just kind of. But yeah. So that race kind of actually, I was there. For those of you who don't know, I was in Indiana. There, I was in Indianapolis for the weekend. I couldn't go to the track. I hit up some other stuff. IRP. We'll get into that soon, but. Yeah, they had. I got to watch a little bit of the GP. From like, there's like this section, right off of turn 1 where the little short chute is there. You can actually, and of course where the road course is, you can see past the fence, and there was a whole bunch of people there watching the the Grand Prix. It was actually really cool though, because it was that one section, and you can hear them, hitting their downshifts, and a couple people locking up here and there. So it was kind of cool to listen to. But I mean. At the end of the day, I was glad I didn't have to sit there in 90-degree heat and watch that entire race. So, yeah, so the Indy GP sucked. I didn't get a chance to really. I watched part of the Xfinity race. Did you watch the Xfinity race?
My dog's barking. I don't know why he's barking. Yeah, I watched the whole Xfinity race, and I enjoyed it to an extent. Actually, can you ramble for a second?
Oh, absolutely, I can ramble. Yeah, so I didn't get to watch the Xfinity race. Actually, I watched part of it. That was Saturday night. I was in Putnamville, which I've never been, and that was Lincoln Park. That was an event. I'll talk about that here in a minute. I might be talking about it depending on how long it takes for Travis to get back. But yeah, the first race, they start off pretty soft, and I was afraid that it was like, man, maybe the Indy road course is gonna suck for Xfinity too. But they picked. I think it took them a little bit to really get used to everything, but man, what could have been with that event? Mike Wallace's return. I know everybody was really excited for that, but Tony Stewart was going to race there too, and Rona shit on everything, so all we really got was Mike Wallace, and nobody could even watch that. So, how was the Xfinity race?
So yeah, I kind of talked about it on I think the podcast last week. I liked it. I mean, the finish was great. It was way better than the Indy Oval. But as far as like a road course race winner, just a race, I'd say it was decent. It was average. There at the end, it was awesome.
Yeah, it seemed like it took a while for to get going. Like it.
Yeah, it was just, I don't really like, honestly, your complaint with the Indy cars there, it was kind of the same way. They were really only making like big time passes down in one just by dive bombing, and the rest of it was just waiting on somebody to fuck up. But I enjoyed it. If they're hell bent on staying at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I'd rather see it on the road course than the oval. I know you don't like that because you can't see as much in person, but
Yeah.
as somebody who has to watch it on TV, I'd much rather the road course.
If that's the case, and they just like don't want to do the oval anymore, then fuck it. I don't give a shit. Go to an actual road course, because that road course sucks.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I wish they'd just get out of Indianapolis totally. I don't think there's a need for NASCAR to be there. IndyCar doesn't have to go to somewhere to prove themselves as a series. I don't think NASCAR has to go there. I'd rather go to another road course or a short track or just anywhere else, really, because I feel like it's a toss up between Indy and Kentucky for the worst race of the year. The past few years, Indy's been dumb enough to make it somewhat tolerable.
Yeah, it's been an absolute shit show the last couple of years.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, it's bad because I don't know, the track, they got to do something with the tires. And I mean, I don't want to blame Goodyear either, because a lot of this falls on the teams, because the Goodyear gives the teams recommended
pressure
shit,
and stuff
and
like that.
the teams never follow them.
Yeah.
Because I remember Steve Letarte one time at Phoenix, they were in a bunch of blowouts, and he was explaining that they were running such low air pressures that when they were going down on the dog leg or whatever, it was actually rubbing the side of the tire and causing them to blow out. So I'm sure there's all sorts of shenanigans leading to the blown tires. There's no coincidence that fucking two Gibbs cars did it, and then you have all the other guys doing it too. But still, it just seems like there's always blown tires there. They're always just fucking knocking the wall down, especially with this package, fucking hauling ass through the corners and hitting those terrible 90-degree angles coming off the corner.
Christ.
And Indy can't. I like how Indy was the first track to do the safer barriers, but the track's already so fucking narrow they can't add them down the straightaways. So when these stock cars blow their tires, it's just a fucking head-on hit into a concrete wall, and oh god, it's all around bad. I don't see the need for stock cars to be at Indy. And then pit road. I was bitching about pit road.
That.
Fucking, of course, there was this one head wobbler. I said, giant ass stock cars going down a pit road for Indy cars. And he's like, well, car's same width as a stock car. And I'm like, okay, Cozy, if you're going to be hit by a race car, would you rather be hit by an Indy car or a stock car? A fucking 1,000-pound Indy car or a fucking 3,500-pound stock car that you can't really jump over or anything. You know what I mean? Like, Indy car comes spinning out of control at you. All right, you could jump, you can kind of maneuver your way around it. If two of them pin you together, okay, yeah, you might hurt yourself. But a fucking two stock cars come barreling at a car that's being pitted. Like, think about if those tire changer guys were down changing the tire at the time. Like, that would have been really bad.
Yeah.
If an Indy car did that, it would. I mean, we've seen it happen before. It just kind of, smashes them, and the guy flails his arms around and whatever. But that could have been really bad. I don't know what the fuck caused it. It just looked like they all just piled the fuck in, and I don't understand because nobody was turning into their box there.
I watched that like 15 times, and I couldn't figure out where it came and how it started way the hell up there, and it just like it just the further it went back, the worse it got. And I mean, IndyCar's had plenty of incidents on pit road there too. Last year in the Indy 500, Marcus Ericsson ate shit trying to do something on pit road, and somebody, who was it, punted Elio. It's just a weird fucking track between the narrow pit road and obviously the whole rest of the track. You know, it'd be cool. I know they wouldn't be able to do it, but like I was thinking, like how could they make it different for the stock cars there? But they wouldn't be able to do it. They could go like revert to and bring back like the apron to IMS back when they back in the 80s and shit, and make that track real wide and shit. That would be kind of like the one thing I guess they could do, but they couldn't really do. I don't think they could just rip up the grass and all that shit and all the stuff they got there now. But that'd be interesting.
I don't think Penske would do it, and two, I don't think that they should try making that track accommodate stock cars. Like, that's IndyCar's thing. Shouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
it puts on a good show for IndyCars. That's why I just don't understand. Like, okay, it was cool, but I feel like it's run its course. I don't think that NASCAR has to go there. Formula One kind of got the memo when they tried it and got the hell out of there. You know what I mean?
They did basically what the Brickyard did. That 2008 Brickyard, they had tire problems.
Yeah,
and it was significantly worse. And well, depends on how you look at it. I think only 3 cars finished that USGP, or 4. I think only 8 made the grid or something like that. Most of the teams pulled out. I have to dive back into that some other time. That's an interesting race for those of you who have never heard of that. Why? Go check out the last time Formula One ran at Indianapolis. Anyways, yeah, I guess depending on how you looked at, I don't know how many cars finished in 2008 Brickyard, but either way, both not good. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I enjoy watching stock cars at IMS. But I mean, I guess I wouldn't be upset if they left. Cause I don't know, it's just different being there. But yeah, obviously not a lot of people like it. So yeah, it is what it is. If they go, I'll go. If they don't, I guess I won't. So
I do want to go. I do want to go to a race there sometime. I'd really like to go to an Indy 500. I don't know. I don't ever cowboy up and do it. But I'd really like to go to a Brickyard there. I guess a NASCAR race there. Brickyard at the Brickyard, but a NASCAR race. Because I mean, it looks fun just from what you've told me. But man, I don't know. Like, I'd rather see him go to IRP or something.
It's more of an experience track. Like, you go, you have a good time. You'll probably see a handful of drivers when you're walking through the infield and stuff. It's a cool time. It's good to be there, and there's not a lot of people, especially these days. So it's like, for a NASCAR experience, it's good. The race is gonna suck, and I mean, depending on where you are, you might get some action here and there. But I mean, people who've been to IMS, you know what you're gonna get. People who haven't been there, you're not gonna see a lot of the track. And the one corner you do sit in, you might see a couple things here and there, but that's really about it. So it's not like going to like Martinsville or Bristol or anything. But it's a good NASCAR experience track, I'd say. I got free McDonald's there once, so I mean, you can't beat that. Yeah, that was. I gotta talk about how about a career best, everybody? Quinn Houff, 23rd. It took a massive shit show, but he finished. He didn't die. He actually was the slowest. I was a little proud of Quinn. You know why I was proud of Quinn?
Why
because
are you proud of Quinn?
I don't know where the hell he started, but at the start of the race, he ended up last. Like, he was just the slowest car on track, and he was 40th, dead ass last. And over the course of the race, he started picking off cars one at a time, being a little bit faster here and there. He'd never been there. This is one of the tracks he'd never been there, never run a single lap there, and he slowly got better, and to the point where he was outpacing like Joey Gates and those Rick Ware Racing cars and some of the like Timmy Hill. And eventually, people started dying. People started blowing tires. People were that big one on pit road. He was that one happened early enough that he was, I think, last at the time or 39th something. He was close to last, so he just parked it as he watched everybody pile into each other on pit road. So that worked out pretty good. But yeah, it feels good, man. It was a good day to be a Starcom fan in Indianapolis, especially because they had never finished the Brickyard 400. They fucking ate shit there in 2018. They ate shit there in 2019, and finally got a clean finish. So that was good. 23rd.
I'd like to say that my driver BJ beat him by one spot.
He did. That was the man.
22nd.
Alex Bowman cucked Quinn so hard because he was in position to get the lucky dog. He had gone a lap down, and that was right around the time he was figuring it out. And he was waiting for the end of the stage caution, and he was going to get it, and then he could race, further on. And fucking Alex Bowman decided to pit right before the end of the stage, and he fucking went a lap down doing it. Fucking idiot. And it just cost him, and that ruined the fucking rest of his day. So it could have even been better. But, yeah, it was a nice little BJ Quinn back-to-back. But I don't think he would have gone much further up. It was like him, Swervez. I actually I put it in there somewhere. Yeah, BJ McLeod from him. JJ Yaley was actually surprisingly pretty quick, so good on him. And then Swervez was 20th. And then who the hell wrecked at the end of the Brickyard, the last lap? Who was that?
That was De Benedetto and Austin Dillon.
That's what it was. I guess he would have passed them if he was on the lead lap.
Yeah, see, it was weird because BJ was on the lead lap and he didn't pass them. They hit the wall and everything, but they kept their foot in it and just kind of kept going. So like, they only lost like 10 spots. They were just inside the top 10 and finished 18th and 19th.
Did they even show a replay of that? What the hell happened?
Yeah, so De Benedetto kind of put it in a hole that wasn't really quite there down the back straightaway, and Austin Dillon just never let him back up. And De Benedetto, I guess, said, if I'm going, you're coming with me, and sent it off into 3 and wrecked them both. It was stupid on both their parts in a way because they both were having really good runs. I'd say it was dumber on Austin Dillon's part just because you got to know going down into 3 at Indy like that. You know what I mean? Like, even had Matt lifted, it wasn't going to end well.
Yeah.
But Matt went, honestly, it probably helped him that Matt went full send because it just kind of pancaked them both into the wall instead of spinning them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really dumb. I don't know. I mean, I guess I get it's the last lap, but they kind of fucked themselves there.
Well, anyways, yeah, so career best day for Quinn, and obviously the best finish for Starcom this year. Once again, it did take a shit show, but he still beat some people on pace, and, sometimes it pays to survive. So, hopefully he gets another good run at Kentucky. Yeah, I was happy to see that, and it should have been better, but Kevin Harvick ended up winning the Brickyard 400, and apparently he's the first ever driver to repeat the Brickyard 400, winning back-to-back years, which is kind of weird because I feel like somebody would have done that by now. I'm pretty sure that was what I heard. I might be wrong about that, but
I don't have a clue.
yeah, big whoop-de fucking do there. But
yeah.
Matt Kenseth was up there. He was good.
Fucking Hamlin, man. I know everybody was happy to see him.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him, too.
I felt so bad for him because, one, okay, so here's the thing. I'm listening to, I don't know if I ever really officially proclaimed it on the podcast, but I'm a BJ McLeod fan now, and I'm going all in. So I was listening to the scanner. NASCAR's website sucks, by the way. I paid for it on there, and I was trying to buy the 1 month thing just to see how I liked it.
Oh, you gotta do it on the app.
Well, I wanted to listen on my computer because I was streaming the race from my phone to my other TV. It was just like it'd be easier just to go on the website because I had my headset on because I was watching some other shit. I have BJ's thing going on my headset. I can watch on my TV over here, watch the race. Well, I go to the website and I pay for it, and it doesn't give it to me forever. And then when I'd log in, it'd log me out. It was a mess, and I was angry. But anyway, I finally got it working for the second half of the race. And there we are, inside 10 to go, inside 5 to go, maybe. And I'm like, I'm going to be a troll on Twitter. I'm going to tweet, caution, this changes everything, or whatever I tweeted. And as soon as I hit enter, I hear BJ sputter, caution out, back it down. And I'm like, holy shit. And then, of course, I'm like, oh, my God, that's fucking awesome. Then I see on the TV, I see the wreck. And I'm like, oh, my God, that was bad. And then he doesn't put the window net down. I'm like, great. Fucking Hamlin's dead, and I look like an asshole. But he got out, luckily, as you all know. But yeah, that was, I feel bad for him, man. Everybody hates on Hamlin, but like nobody can deny that man should have at least 2 Brickyards, maybe 3 or 4 in the past several years.
You gotta feel bad for anybody who's leading a race that obviously nobody's gonna pass him, like with 5 laps to go and blowing a tire like that and just eating shit.
Yeah,
you gotta feel bad for I think anybody in that position because like,
and if it's not that, it's weird cautions like the year that Landon and Jeffrey took themselves out for fucking 35th or whatever, and he was leading and got the caution.
Yeah, and that led to Keselowski getting around him, I think, right?
Yeah, and then there was there was another one. I forget what happened. Wasn't there one with like Boyer? Something happened with Boyer? I don't remember.
Yeah,
but either way, I know he has been in contention several times, 3 or so times in the last few years. And shit's just fucking him. And it would have been really cool to see him win the 500 and Indy in the same year. But I don't know. Hamlin, man, everybody hates on Hamlin, and I guess I can kind of get it. He's kind of a hard guy to understand, but
he's
like
a little cunty.
I like him a lot. I don't know why, just something about him. Like I just have a ton of respect for him. I feel like he doesn't get the respect he deserves. I feel like a lot of drivers we've watched, like growing up and stuff, are in that same boat. Because I was looking through Racing Reference and like the all-time win list, and we've literally seen like an entire field of legends in the last 20 years. Like, not an entire field, but like literally, you can look in like the top 10 each week. Maybe not recently, but like 2014, 15, and all that. Like, there's a fuck ton of like Hall of Famers we've watched that are going to be like big names. Even Hamlin without a championship. Like, it's just crazy to me. I don't know.
The thing with Denny Hamlin, he does not have a lot of sexy wins. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a couple of Daytona 500s, but outside of that, like a big portion of his wins are like Pocono and New Hampshire, and like Denny Hamlin in my mind is like the boner deflating win of like a New Hampshire or Pocono. Like poo race, Denny Hamlin wins. whoop-de-fucking-do. You know?
I feel like he's done some good like short track. I've just seen
Yeah,
a
short
lot of good
tracks,
short
too.
track racing. Like I don't know. I guess that's kind of why I like him. I've seen him in a lot of
He had his
cool
years
finishes on
at
short tracks.
Martinsville and Richmond as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's just me for Denny Hamlin. But
I mean, I get like from a personality standpoint why some people don't like him. I don't know. I look at him as like not one of the greats, but like pretty damn close. He's a really good driver, I feel like.
yeah, yeah, he's a weird one. I don't know. He just he's got a thing with the kind of goofy tracks. I feel like he's like I don't know, just thinking between like Darlington and again Pocono, New Hampshire, some of the more like goofy tracks. But once again, dude, he's been really strong at like just the short tracks and stuff like that. He won. I was trying to think of his road course wins. He won Watkins Glen that one year. Is that it?
See, I don't even remember. Yeah, I was trying to think of road courses, and I didn't even remember a Watkins win. But yeah, I don't recall him. I remember him going head on into turn one at Watkins Glen
Yeah,
that time.
yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, shit. um. Anyways, yeah, I want to take. See, here's the thing. I wanted to take a minute. I want to talk about my weekend in Indianapolis, just because I vlogged it, but I was like, I really kind of half-assed it, and then when I got home with 2 new games that came out, I really just didn't want to fucking do it. So I figured this would probably be better than nothing. I did what because we had some interesting stuff happen over the weekend. What the hell happened? I I drove out there on Friday, I think, and oh yes, yeah. So I drove there Friday, and we went to ARCA at IRP, and there was pavement sprints, which is really cool. I don't remember a damn thing from this pavement sprint race. The only thing I remember it was cool watching it because those things have a lot of horsepower, and watching them on pavement slip and slide at a track like IRP, it's fucking cool. It's really cool. Yeah, man. If y'all get a chance to see some pavement sprints like anywhere, it's fucking cool. But ARCA was after that, and it was a nice evening. Actually, I got to backtrack a little bit. I almost forgot. I was at Hagerstown on Thursday. It was a hell of a like weekend for me. Thursday night, I went to Hagerstown Speedway with our good friend Preet. And we were supposed to have Ben, but Ben flaked and he didn't come. So I wasted $25 on a ticket for him. And he never showed. Feels bad, man. So it was just me and Preet, and we went to Hagerstown Speedway for the PA Speed Weeks there. So Kyle Larson was there and Rico Abreu. I didn't really. That was really the like main guys you guys probably recognize. But yeah, so Larson beat some ass. We were there. Nobody wore any masks. There was no social distancing whatsoever. It was that was the one night I felt since everything began that I forgot that there was a pandemic or whatever you want to call it.
Isn't it great?
Nobody gave. I don't think it is great. Nobody gave a shit, and I feel like that's part of the problem. Cause I mean, we could talk about this for hours. But here's the thing: it's just nobody. I mean, it was great in the moment, I guess. But like at the end of the day, I don't think that's a good thing at all. Nobody gave a shit whatsoever. I've gone to Hagerstown Speedway a handful of times. I've never seen Hagerstown Speedway that packed in my life. I don't know why. I guess quarantine. Everybody was like, "Woo, racing!" Had something to do.
Larson.
Well, yeah, but like I've been there when Larson's raced there before, and it wasn't like that. It was like there. I mean, obviously, PA Speedway draws a lot of people to Hagerstown, but not like that. Like we got there probably like 30, 45 minutes before everything kicked off. And they had us parking clear past the little like 8th mile dirt like go-kart track thing they got. Like we were clear out in the fucking trees almost. It was like I had never seen that many people at Hagerstown Speedway. So after all that, I think I saw one person. There was not more than 5 people I saw wearing a mask. And everybody was just packed in there. Like there were so many people. They opened up the gate in turn 1. They were like, "Yeah, go down there in the infield. We're too fucking packed up here. Go enjoy the race down there in the infield if you want. If you got a wristband or whatever." I was fucking crazy. Anyways, long story short,
it closed down too. I read on the news.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Thank you for ruining it.
Oh, sorry.
I woke up Friday morning. I started driving to Indiana, and I looked at Twitter, and they fucking Hagerstown Speedway got a bunch of complaints, and they were like, "Yeah, well, we got our big show in," and they shut down. So who knows when the hell they'll ever open up again? Feels bad, man. but me and Pre were like, this is not good. This is not good. Like we knew somebody would complain at some point.
There's always a Karen out there.
There's always
fuck shit up.
There's always a fucking Karen. But I kind of get it the same. Like I don't want to go down this. Anyways,
I'm not gonna go into it.
Yeah,
I almost went into it last week in my conspiracy rants, but I don't know. I don't believe anything anymore. Everything's just a crock of shit, if you ask me.
Anyways,
don't believe anything.
Yeah.
Every expert has an agenda. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. So anyways, I drove out to Indiana on Friday, smooth sailing. Got there, we went to IRP. I actually stopped at Cane's. I owe y'all a WinVal food review. I tried Cane's for the first time. I'm not gonna spoil it because I'm gonna let the WinVal food review go subscribe to the hottest new channel, by the way, WinVal food reviews. I've had one video on there for the last like 3 months now. I'm about to double it here in a minute. But yeah, WinVal food reviews, Cane's review coming up. It was very splendid. I had a great time. Went out of my way a little bit, but yeah, shout out to Heath, Ohio. That's where I stopped. Never heard of it. Nice little place, though. I tell you that. Stopped at found a Cane's there, and it was a great time. Anyways, yeah. So I got to IRP. We did the payment sprints there, and we did ARCA. Man, I don't know about what was the last ARCA race you watched. Was it Talladega? Have you watched one since?
I watched the one today.
How was that?
Not good.
Yeah, man. I don't know about you, but it brings a tear to my eye watching these ARCA fields now. Like 19 cars and shit. Did you happen to see how many was there at Kentucky today?
17, I believe.
Oh man.
But I mean, it goes back to the Rona. I mean, a lot of these teams took a toll on them. Plus, I don't understand why ARCA's going to so many big tracks. Like, I get, okay, Daytona, Talladega, maybe Charlotte or something. But, and I guess the schedule's been kind of thrown out of whack and stuff. But, like, man, I feel like they wouldn't have as much trouble going to these smaller tracks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. IRP, they only had, I think they had 20 start, or they were going to have 20. One car didn't even show up, and then somebody blew up on the pace laps. So then we started with 19 cars. Long story short, only 12 finished, I think. Ty Gibbs and Chandler Smith were going at it early. Like, Ty Gibbs led the first 30 laps, and Chandler Smith just passed him at some point and just never looked back. He was on it, and he just fucking... Ty Gibbs actually had an engine problem at some point during the race, and that was like he was losing it already. So Haley Deegan was like top 5 all night just because everybody else behind her basically sucks. She did pass Michael Selflate in the race, and everybody just like lost their shit, which whoop-de-fucking-do. Everybody's got a stiffy for Haley Deegan.
I'm starting to think she's overrated, like more so than I thought so before. Like, she's just, I don't know.
It might be too early to tell. I mean,
is it though? I mean, look at her competition. I feel like there was stiffer competition. I mean, the K&N fields look stiffer, and I guess she ran all right. I guess at IRP, she ran all right today until she got wrecked. But I mean, she kind of did it to herself today. I don't know. The Drew Dollar guy just, I think, thought she was going to run him in the wall, so wrecked her before she could. But
let me tell you about Drew Dollar. He was fucking shite at IRP.
Really?
He was so bad. He was like, I think he was close to going a lap down at some point. I don't know if he ever did, but he was way off the pace. Yeah, I don't know. Like, she, I'd like to see her in the Truck Series and see what she does there. Wasn't she supposed to make some Truck Series starts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she will. That's the thing. I mean, ARCA, who even knows? I mean, it's never really been that great of a test for talent. Yeah, you know what I mean? It seems like all the greats either suck in ARCA or dominate ARCA. You never really have those in between people.
Yeah, but already she's not quite up there competing yet with like the Ty Gibbs and Chandler Smith and whoever else. I mean, Michael Self was kind of slow all night, and it took her the entire evening to get by him. However, I will tell you this though. IRP put on a great show for only having like 15 cars most of the night. It was just like there were some great battles, man. I forgot about Sam Mayer. He was in there. He was stuck behind what's his name? Who's the guy in the truck series? The drag racer guy, Tanner something. What's
Tanner
his name?
Gray.
Tanner Gray. Apparently he has a brother or something. Taylor Gray. I thought it was Tanner Gray the entire night racing the car at ARCA at IRP. Apparently it was Taylor Gray. So
oh, was he the one with the saved on the front stretch?
yeah, it was him.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he yeah, I don't know who he is or what he's about, but he was fucking fast. He was like really fast on the long runs. And he seemed like he knew what he was doing. Yeah, but I don't know how I got to talking about him. What was I saying before that?
I don't know. You were talking about you were kind of segueing from Haley Deegan.
Oh, it was good battles. It was just good battles. There was just like really great battles here and there. He had a good battle with he was stuck behind, or somebody was stuck behind him because he had more of a long run car. It was Sam Mayer, that's who it was. He was stuck behind him like once the race started, and he just, dude, I thought he was gonna turn him at some point. Sam Mayer, that being. But yeah, what was his name? Taylor. I fucking forgot it already.
Taylor Gray.
Taylor Gray. Taylor Gray. All right. Yeah, he was fast, but he was trying to get by Michael Self there at the end, I think, and then he finally sent it off in there in 1 and 2 and got loose and wrecked himself. But rookie mistake, I guess. But yeah, either way, I mean, IRP is a nice little track. It puts on some good battles, and it's a shame the fucking trucks don't go there at least, or Xfinity or any of that shit. It makes you wonder. Very sad. But anyways, that was a good time. Saturday, what the hell happened Saturday? We watched the Xfinity race, and then we went to Lincoln Park, which I had never been there. Lincoln Park Speedway in Putnamville, Indiana. And that is probably one of the coolest dirt tracks I've ever been to. I don't know what it's a cat. Hi, meowing at me. I don't know what the sign. Let me Google it real quick. It's so weird because the track kind of sits on this fucking hill, and I drive up this fucking hill, and you just kind of it's almost kind of like watching a race at Bristol. You like it's just like the track's beneath you almost, like you're sitting up top pretty good. You get a good really perspective over the entire track, and unlike most like dirt tracks you go to, the benches are really like spread out, so everybody, like, basically they don't use like the benches, they just bring lawn chairs. It's wide enough between each, so everybody's just like spaced out and sitting in lawn chairs, and it's fucking awesome. But yeah, I'm trying to get this.
That's how my local dirt track is. It's got like it looks like giant ass steps almost, and everybody brings their own chair.
Yeah, and by the way, nobody gave a shit about the Rona there either. No mask, no nothing. I don't know if I think they said they were doing 50 capacity, or 50% capacity. Brody said he'd been there multiple times. He said to me, he was like, yeah, fucking, that was not 50%. So, yeah, Lincoln Speedway, it says it's 0.375 is what I'm getting here. So either way, it's a small little dirt track. I had the fucking time of my life. They had obviously 410 wingless sprints. They had 305 winged sprints, which were fucking stupid, and then they had midgets. And
hey, you can't say that.
I was saying, dude, the PA announcer all night was so funny. The way he phrased everything, he was like, he just kept referring them the drivers as midgets. Midgets to your cars, or midgets to this area, midgets there, midgets. It was fucking funny. Anyways, it took like 5 hours to get to the features. 5 hours. Jesus Christ. 57 sprint cars showed up. I couldn't believe that shit. That was a fucking blast, dude. They did single car qualifying. 57 fucking cars. There was dick flippage. There was one guy who won dick flippage of the night. And I can't remember his name. It was AJ something. I think it was AJ something. Forgive me. Somebody might know who's listening. Yeah, he went off in a one, and it's just like the front end was bouncing the first lap, and he came around the second lap, and it bounced a little bit too much. And the one thing about Lincoln Park is that turns 1 and 2, which where we were sitting at, there's there's no walls really, except for the actually I don't think the front stretch even has a wall. It's more like a bank of just dirt and grass and stuff. There is a fence on the back stretch where there's grandstands and a catch fence, but in the corners like 1 and 2, there's just grass, and then there's like these really big like walls, kind of like development walls, like you're driving like on a highway. You know those walls when you go by a development. It's kind of like that with sponsors, but it's like way back. So like if you're gonna flip your dick off, you basically just flip your dick off into this like grass area, and then there's just walls way the fuck back. And in 3 and 4, it's just kind of like runoff area, and then there's trees. 1 and 2 though, he flipped his dick off, and he landed right down there with the water truck all the way in the corner of those walls. That thing stuck, and he just went just up and over. He won dick flippage of the night. But other than that, single car qualifying was so much fun to watch because you could just, man, the cushion, they were pushing the cushion back, and they were just like, there was a lot of guys that were really on the edge. There was some, like in the world of dirt, there was some really, really fast guys there between Brady Bacon and I want to say Wyndham was there. Yeah, Wyndham ended up crashing at some point. Who else was there? CJ Leary. He put on a show in the main, and I met Justin Grant. I'm learning my dirt guys, everybody. I'm learning, but yeah, there's a lot of fast guys. It was fun watching those guys. The thing with it though is the track was so small, and man, lap traffic played a factor in the main. But the midgets were a shit show. The 305 sprints weren't really worth watching whatsoever. Just with the wings, I don't like. I'm in that crowd now. Well, going to Indiana dirt stuff has converted me to wingless, because watching wings is just not the same. It's just not.
On dirt or asphalt?
On dirt.
Oh.
Wings just don't do it.
Really?
No.
I've never been to either. I just
oh man. Well, don't go to Wings.
they had wing sprints at Dixie Speedway tonight. I didn't go, but yeah, I've never been a sprint car guy. They're not big really, and they race them in Georgia, but they're not really big around here.
Yeah,
none of our tracks, like only track Dixie has them, and then my track Rome would be way too fucking fast for them. I think they've done them before, and they would be hauling ass because late model they had a late model there, super late. I forget what the average was. It was up almost 140 average, I think, around there. He was hauling the male qualifying. So I couldn't imagine what a fucking sprint car would do around there.
Yeah, it's going back to the Hagerstown Speedway. Like that was 410 wings, and Hagerstown, I don't really think puts on that great of a show, anyways, just because it's like a half-mile track, and it's the groove actually got pushed back a lot wider than I thought it would, or what I remember from the last time being there. Larson, obviously he just beat the field's ass, but like watching that and then going to a track like Lincoln Park Speedway and then watching these wingless sprints. Oh man, it's basically wingless, like wing sprints. Watching that is like watching the Cup Series, and then watching wingless is like watching the Xfinity Series. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because they just like the wings are cool. They go fucking fast, but like at the same time, there's just not as much hustlage as there is in the wingless. There's so much more fun to watch because you sit there, you watch them work that fucking cushion, and they're just hustling it, man. Sometimes they end up flipping their dick off, but sometimes, they just hustle it around there. And that's why I had such a blast watching single car qualifying, because that's all it was. It was 2 laps. Who can run the fastest without a giant ass wing on top? And there was guys who went fast. There was guys who went slow. There was guys who flipped their dick off. It was fun the entire time. And that was really bad. It took about 5 hours to get to the main features. It was just they had what D main, C main. They had a B main. Like there's so much. Obviously on top of the heats and everything, there's just so many sprint cars. And obviously with the extra bullshit with the midgets and the 305, it was a hectic night, man. There was people crashing left and right. There was it was just a fucking And then of course I retweeted at some point. There was some guy in the 410 sprints who wheel hopped over somebody and flipped and flew into the backstretch catch fence. It was fucking wild. He just wheel hopped, he flipped, and he landed. He just it was almost kind of like the Austin Dillon crash at Coke 0400, except he didn't go cockpit into it. He just or he didn't either, but he landed up against the fence, I guess, if that makes sense. he
Yeah.
basically just like he went in the air and it just like landed with the front tires up against the fence. Basically, just pushed it all back, and he landed like basically right on top of the guardrail. It was really weird, and yeah, basically the the only thing they did to the fence, they put some like caution tape up, and that was about it.
That happened at Dixie last year. I was there and I was so fucking pissed, man, because I had been taking videos and at all the dirt tracks I'd been going to. I'd been helping one of my buddies who was racing.
Mm-hmm.
And Dixie Speedway, man, if you ever go, they've got these chicken fingers like soaked in Frank's Red Hot or something. Oh my
Ooh.
god, they're so fucking good.
Oh, we can't be talking about food, dude. I'm starving right now.
So I left to go get that, and then I hear a wreck, and of course all the dramatic women in the pits are screaming and yelling, and I see a fence tore down there right where I was fucking standing, and I'm like fucked up thinking something terrible happened, and of course I wasn't recording and fucking went over there to get my chicken, and nobody was hurt, nothing. Guy had just kind of gotten jacked up and his ass of his car had come down and ripped the fence down. Nobody was hurt. But I mean, women were running around crying and everything. You know, it's just all drama in the pits. But yeah, it was funny. All they did was come by and put some caution tape up and let them rip. I mean, it didn't matter. See, what was crazy was that same night, or it might have been the week before. Either way, I was standing down there. It was the first time I'd ever been in the pits there, and I was down there sticking my phone over the fence to record, and I quit recording again. And a couple laps go by and they wreck off a turn 2 there, and this guy like loses control and he's coming for the inside wall, and I'm like, well, there's a wall and a fence here, why is everybody running? So I just stand there. Well, what I didn't realize is when they get down there, there's like mud and everything where they at the track.
Yeah.
And it just threw shit all over me. Rocks, fucking shit. I mean, I was filthy. It was terrible. But I was like, why is everybody fucking running? I saw the guy coming right at us. I was like, what the fuck? There's a wall here. He's not going fast enough to knock the wall down. And I learned my lesson that night. That's why you get away from the wall when they're wrecking.
Another couple of notable things at Lincoln Park Speedway. Chase Briscoe showed up after the Xfinity race. He drove out there to watch the sprint car stuff, so they had a nice little moment. They brought him up in the booth, and they were talking to him after his Xfinity win, and all the Indiana people were like, woo, that's our guy. Somebody passed the fuck out in the stands, I think, from heat exhaustion or something. I never
There's
really...
always one of them, man.
Yeah.
Every fucking outdoor event you go to, there's always that one motherfucker who just falls over unresponsive. I don't understand it, but that's a fucking outdoor event starter pack. fucking person just falls over fucking unresponsive and has to get IVs. Like, that's just I went to fucking Colorado last year. Pikes Peak, and they're doing construction up there at the top, so you have to pull off and get in a shuttle to go up to the top because there's not parking. They only let like motorcycles and people who have pets or handicapped people go up there. So if you're just riding up there, you have to pull off in these like makeshift parking lots they have on the edge of the fucking mountain. It's kind of sketchy. And you get in these vans, and then they have these old guys who take you up there, and they're all like crazy, and they tell you the brakes are failing, and they're like, I've only crashed once this year and all this stuff, you know, of course. Anyway, we get up there. There's this motherfucker falling the fuck over, and they got an ambulance up there. The motherfucker was already on oxygen.
Oh, yeah.
And they took him up to the top of Pikes Peak. That's 14,100. As the guy said, 14,100 feet and shrinking because people keep stealing the fucking rocks. No joke. That's what he said. But yeah. 14,100 feet up there. I was lightheaded up there, and I don't need oxygen. So some dumbass decided to take their family member who's on an oxygen tank up there and about killed him. But they said that shit happens all the time. They have to life flight people out of there sometimes.
Jesus Christ.
There's this place called the Garden of the Gods too. I didn't get to go there while I was there because I was just busy and it ended up snowing and shit. But it was hot when I got there and snowing when I left. It was a crazy week. They said people come out there who are in really good shape and they're from like somewhere else, and they go try to run out there on those trails and fall over, and because the oxygen and shit from the elevation. It's weird, man. Like I got there and I noticed what
it's gotta be real thin up there.
Like I just noticed like getting out of the car and shit and walking into the hotel. Like I was being there and I wasn't like out of breath, but I was like, that took a lot more out of me than it would in Georgia. But in the same way, you don't deal with the humidity there. It was 90 degrees there when I got there, and it felt a hell of a lot better. But I had the worst headache because I had woke up early. I woke up like 5 a.m., drove to Atlanta, flew from Atlanta to Colorado, flew from Atlanta to Denver, drove from Denver after getting off a plane, went up Pikes Peak, down Pikes Peak, and down into Colorado Springs to a hotel. So when I got there, my body was just all out of whack. I had been every elevation possible and time zones and everything else. So I ordered room service. And so it was weird that my uncle was on a business trip and I got to go with him, but he like business wasn't paying for me to be there. I just happened to have free time. So I tagged along and paid for my shit. Well, ordering room service, he said it was cool. We just had to keep track of it so we could figure it out. So the company wouldn't be paying for my food. At that point, it was like it was like fuel at that point because I was fucking falling the fuck over. So I'm on the phone with my mom and I'm ordering this real nice hotel, and I order a filet mignon, and they had this macaroni and cheese with truffles. And I was like, hell yeah. And I knew it was going to be expensive, but what I didn't realize was there's a fucking room service fee. And I could have just walked downstairs and ate had I known that. Well, they get up there, and this fucking guy who stood every bit of 5'3", and trying to think of the best way to say this. He was, I don't know how to say it. But either way, he was just different than me in a lot of ways. He came up there and he was kind of blinking a lot and standing there with his hands on his hips, kind of leaning and looking at me. I guess he knew I didn't belong there. And he hands me the thing, and I about had a fucking heart attack because it was like $80. And I'm looking and I see a fee, and then they had already added a tip, but they you still had a spot to tip, but they didn't call it a tip. They called it, what's the word? Gratuity?
Yeah, gratuity.
Is that how you say? My exact words were, what the fuck's a gratuity? And he's like, you mean gratuity? And he's like, it's a tip. And I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm an idiot. And so I figured out a tip. Well, anyway, I eat that and I'm feeling all guilty because I'm like, how the fuck do I explain this? I'm going to get people in trouble. And I ate all of it though. And I passed the fuck out on the bed. Well, then my uncle comes into the hotel room and I wake up and I like stumble to the end of my bed. I go, I can explain. Those were the first words out of my mouth. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I didn't know there was a fee and all this stuff. And he just laughed and we got it sorted out. But I don't know where in the fuck I ended up on that story or how in the fuck I ended up on that story. But yeah, that was one hell of a trip, man. Colorado Springs is awesome. Denver's awesome. I didn't get to see much of Denver. There's a place in Colorado Springs called the Skirted Heifer. Got a really good burger.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, what'd you get on that burger?
Cheese and lettuce, I believe that was it. Mayonnaise, and then these fries, and I dipped my fries in this mayonnaise. Oh, and then there's like this sports style place. It wasn't really a sports bar. So I just woke up one morning and started walking around the city. That was the first time I ever used Uber too. I just like, dude, it was such a cool experience because literally like I had a backpack and that was it. Like I just went all over Colorado Springs with no plan whatsoever. Just fucking walking and Ubering from places. And I found this little place downtown, and it was like this sports themed place, and they had burgers and they had bacon mayo. And oh my God. It's mayonnaise with little bits of bacon in it. Oh God, it's great. And I dipped my fries in it too. Oh my God, I wish I could remember what that place was called. But it was really, really good. I took my iPad and I sat in there forever because it was just such a cool atmosphere. But yeah, that bacon mayo, that was good shit. That was real good shit.
Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know whatever happened to this guy that passed out at Lincoln Park.
That's how we got there.
Yeah. I remember the announcer. He was like, we got a situation here. And we all looked around. And everybody started standing up and looking over at these people looking down at somebody. So I figured somebody just passed out. They didn't bring an ambulance. So I guess they figured it out. But everybody was doing that, take the hat off, scratch the back of your head a little bit. Everybody's looking around, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. But yeah, that happened. And then the funniest thing of the night, somebody decided they were going to bring water balloons and throw them at the flag stand all night. There was 2 guys working the flag stand. Obviously, the flag guy and the other guy. So somebody was throwing water balloons at the other guy all night in the flag stand. And the first time he did it, my buddy Brody, he knows me. He's like, dude, somebody just threw a water balloon at the flag stand. And he was kind of a bigger boy. And he did that quick turn behind. And he was looking, man. He was looking. He was surveying the crowd. Who did it? Who threw it? And then like 30 minutes goes by, and here comes another one. And this one gets him good. And he turns around. What the? And he's looking around. He's got his sunglasses on. Who the hell did it? What the fuck was that? Where the fuck did that come from? And just like every 25, 30 minutes would go by, and he would forget, and he would get another fucking water balloon. They never caught him. I never even saw where they were coming from. But it's just every once in a while you'd be looking and a fucking water balloon would splash right at his fucking feet. It was the funniest fucking thing. And every time one came in, he'd turn around and he just had that look like, who the I'm gonna get you. He'd be looking around. Fucking hilarious. So that was my night there in old Putnamville, Indiana. Great place. So that brings us to Sunday. We went to the famous Applebee's on Crawford Road. That Mike Harmon threatened to beat Michael Annette's ass. We talked about it. We finally went. We were like, yeah, pre-race meal. We went there, and it's like 2 minutes away from the track. It's like just down the road. And this is a fucking weird one. I felt so bad. We went in there. We ordered. We both got burgers or whatever, and mine was pretty good. Brody got like this. What the hell did he get? He got like this. It was like a. What the fuck you call it? I can't think of the word. What's that? That flat Mexican food thing. What's that thing? He cut it up into like a pizza. No, it's flat. It's a quesadilla. That's what it is. He got like this quesadilla burger, and it was like quesadilla as like buns and then burger. It was weird. It looked really good though. Anyways, it's not funny, but it's really funny. We were done eating, and we were getting ready to pay and whatever, and our waitress got a box, and offered us refills or whatever. And as she leaving, we've got this first this first booth, and it's like you walk in, you go up these couple steps, we're right on the right corner of this Applebee's, and she goes to walk down the steps, she fucking falls and eats shit. and the angle of everything, neither one of us could see it. We just heard it. which made it funnier. She wasn't carrying anything. Like, it wasn't one of those dramatic like plates when it wasn't that.
Oh man, I've seen one of those. Those are good.
But she just flat out ate shit, and she hurt her ankle. And she was like, motherfucker. She was pissed, man. She was motherfucking, and she was this, and she son of a bitch, man, fucking. And I figured she had just sprained it really bad, because I had sprained my ankle really bad, and it feels like you fucking, like, everything, like, just broke inside your ankle. I was really afraid because I think it's at some point she was like, I fucking broke it. And the coworkers were coming over, and me and Brody were just sitting there, like, eyeballing each other, like, what the fuck just happened? Because we didn't see it, we just heard everything. And she was sitting, because we're up like a couple of steps, and then she ended up sitting down on this like bench behind us that was down a couple of steps, and we just heard the entire interaction, and we just like didn't know what the fuck to do. We were just sitting there looking at each other. We felt so bad. God. And so another waitress comes up, and she's like, "You guys need anything or whatever?" And she was like, "Yeah, she was finished."
The backup,
yeah,
backup waitress.
And it was so awkward though, because like we heard the whole thing go down, and she didn't even say anything to us. She was, it was like we didn't fucking notice. So we just got a new waitress because ours just ate shit down the steps. She didn't say a damn thing. She was like, "All right, you guys good? All right, thanks for coming to Applebee's." So we fucking pay. Which is very convenient, by the way. Applebee's got these little, I don't eat out very much, so this is probably not news that any of you listen, but they got these little things. You can plug your card right into there, and you just fucking pay right at the fucking thing, and it's great, and you leave. Yeah. So we did that. We walked down the steps, And I look over and I'm like, are you all right? What the hell happened? She's like, yeah, I think I'm all right. I just twisted my ankle a little bit. She was laughing it off. She was a good sport. We both left generous tips because we both felt really fucking bad for her. So hopefully she's doing well. I didn't catch her name, but she works at the famous Applebee's. We hope we wish her well in her ankle. And hopefully, I don't think it was broke. I think she started. You ever sprain your ankle really bad? It feels really fucking bad for a while. And then after a while, it kind of comes back to life. It might swell up a little bit, but it's not too bad. So I think that's what happened. You broke your ankle?
Well, I broke my growth plate down there when I was 11 years old. My mom told me I was faking it, so I walked on it for a day and got home. My ankle's the size of a baseball. It was pretty fucking cool. But I saw a waitress eat shit down in Destin, Florida one time at McGuire's Irish Pub, and she had come rounding around in there, and she had one of them big saucer things with a party of 8 drinks on there at least. It may have been bigger. And I don't know if she got the speed wobbles or if the track was wet down there, but whatever she did, she broke traction and she kind of got the wobbles, and the weight of those drinks going back and forth are kind of what carried her to her doom.
She went off in there like the 2001 All-Star race.
Yeah, that's what happened. And she went up and over, though, because the drinks kind of carried her forward, and she started running with them sons of bitches and just fucking pile drove them into the ground, and she landed on top of them. Made the loudest damn noise I've ever heard in a restaurant, and everybody went quiet but me, who was laughing. And you ever got the elbow before from a family member? My mom elbowed the fuck out of me in my ribs that day. She fucking gave me like, quit laughing. I was like, well, goddamn, she just pile drove all them drinks. McGuire's is cool, though. If you've never been, they got a bunch of, you leave money on the wall and like write your name on it or write stuff on it. And they got like, fuck, I want to say it's $1 million in there at least at the time. I mean, it was crazy. Cool. But yeah, I have several dollar bills in there. But yeah, that lady, man, that's like the one time I remember seeing. Like, I've seen some people fall at NASCAR races and stuff, but that was probably the funniest. Like the one at
Martinsville.
Well, that was funny, but the one the year you didn't come, the 2015 one, it had rained, and these people, we were sitting down in turn 1, last row in the first section. So we had that big fence behind us. Well, people who were sitting on that row were climbing over that fence instead of having to walk down the road. Well, this one guy tried to like be real athletic about it. It was all wet, so he pulled himself up, and when his feet got up to the top, they slipped, and he fucking went feet to the sky and went back first back into the walkway, and he hit, and it shook the grandstands. He hit so hard, and that was one of you could feel it in the seats, and he just went boom, and like everybody just stared at him. Nobody laughed or nothing. Like, everybody just looked at him like he was a fucking idiot. Other than that, I can't think of anything. I was scared to death I was going to fall at graduation because I had made fun of so many people for falling before. Because I love watching people fall.
Watching people fall is pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, I mean, I've fallen many a times, but knock on wood, I've never fallen in public that I could remember. I mean, I've fallen, I think. Like, I flipped my desk in school one time. That was fucking funny. I was trying to get a pencil without getting up, and I rolled the son of a bitch.
It was all connected and everything with the seat.
Yeah, like, and my legs went under the seat, so it rolled up, and like I went completely over. Like, the legs of the fucking desk were up to the ceiling.
Crash.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Everybody laughed at me, and I got those back of the neck sweats because I was so embarrassed. But looking back on it, it was funny.
Yeah. So that wasn't. Yeah. So Sunday that Applebee's shit happened. We watched the race. It was cool. Whatever. And then we'll talk about my Monday after we do the Moonhead mailbag. I know it's a little bit down the list, but I figured we're about halfway anyway, so I figured we'd probably do it now. If that's cool.
Yeah, we only got a handful of questions really this week, so it should be quick. Aaron Haggerty writes. Well, first, I know. If you want to send in your fucking question, askmoonhead@gmail.com. I mean, we're 7 weeks into this. I figured they'd get it by now.
New people, you know.
For us unknowing plebs, can you fill us in on the deal with Josh Williams?
Oh.
I'll
let you take this one.
He's just a douchebag. I'm not gonna get into all the stuff because I don't want to cost the guy his job or anything. But he's just a piece of shit. That's really all I have to say about it. He's just a piece of shit human being. He's a bad person. Like there's assholes and there's bad people. Josh Williams is just a bad human being. Matt F wrote, first off, I love the conspiracy idea. Oh. Let me go back to that last one. I'm not talking about the driver, Josh Williams. I'm talking about Brian Blaney's spotter, Josh Williams. Driver Josh Williams is a good dude. Matt F writes, who I'm not even gonna. He just wrote, first off, I love the conspiracy idea. It seems great. I don't know if he accidentally sent it and left off his question, but there it is. And then our final one comes from Brian Green. Best camping. Oh, boy. Been camping for over a week now. Do you guys have any good camping stories? I love the automated replies. Yes, yeah, I do. Yes, we do. No, sorry. So I've never actually been camping, but I've bought this big ass tent. Because when all this Corona shit happened, I was about to jump ship and go live in the woods, but I never did. But something I want to do here soon is go just take like a extended period of time away from the world and go live in the woods with my dog. So I've got this big ass tent that sleeps like 12 people, and I'm just trying to find the right piece of land to run off to. And I'm gonna leave my phone behind and everything and just go try to live in the woods for a little while. I'll probably bitch out a couple of days in, but I don't know. I'd like to see how long I can make it. Only time I've really ever camped though was in the backyard with my dad when I was like 8 years old. And for whatever reason, we did it like the winter. So about 1 a.m. rolled around. We were cold and couldn't sleep. My dad rolled over. He was like, you want to go inside? And I was like, hell yeah. And we just ran inside. Didn't even take the tent down, nothing. Went out there the next day. And at the time, we lived in a neighborhood and our dogs were outside. Dogs were in the fucking tent asleep. But yeah, that's really my only camping story.
Oh, man. See, I did a lot of camping because I was a Cub Scout and Boy Scout. I don't know when the hell I quit Boy Scouts. It was somewhere like 7th, 8th grade, maybe. But man, some of my fondest memories came with camping and all that stuff. We used to go to this. It was called Camp Sinaquippi. I don't know how the fuck you spell that. I don't even know where it is. I think it's in Pennsylvania somewhere. Probably one of the prettiest places I've ever seen. It's up there in the hills. Beautiful lake. The last time I was there, when I was at Boy Scouts later in my career, they redid a lot of the places around there. I have a lot of fucking stories. Briefly, the one time I stayed there an entire week, which was terrifying because I had never been away from home for that amount of time. It was just me and my Boy Scout mates. They decided to we didn't bring tents. So what we did, they have these tents that are just kind of there all year round, which is an awful idea because you know what happens with a tent that stays there year round? Bugs start to inhabit it. And so it was just like, it was probably like 10 of them all in a circle, right? One kid opens, there's a fucking beehive in there, and then half the troop gets stung. I wasn't one of those kids. Mine just happened to have a lot of spiders, which is, personally what terrifies me most in life. So I learned a lot that week, that I can get over some fears. And that was sleeping with in a spider infested tent for a week. That wasn't pleasant, but it was a good time. What the hell else? It wasn't a really. So we camped there a lot. I just remember the highlights. There was this other kid, and I think his name was Michael also. I don't know if that's why I didn't like him, but he's just kind of a cunt. And we didn't.
The one you went after?
Yeah. I about beat his ass. One of the instances, this kid, it was me. We were, for whatever reason, me and someone else were transporting a log, like a big log, really big, like a fucking tree log, and we were just like one on one end, one on the other, and this fucking dumb kid is like fucking with us. We're walking by a lake, and he's on the one side to the lake. So what we did was we just pushed him into the lake with this giant fucking log. And I don't know what the hell else he did. That wasn't the other one wasn't Sinaquippi. I don't know where the hell we were camping at, but he wanted the smoke. I don't know what the hell he spit at me, and I came around. That was the last straw. I was gonna beat his fucking ass, and somebody got in the middle of it. I was like, that was the one time in my life where I was like, all right, I'm beating this guy's fucking ass. But it didn't happen. He's lucky. That little bastard. I was going to punch the fucking glasses right off his fucking stupid ass face. That one, man, I just ripped open a scab there with that one. That was deep.
Dude, I know like the older you get, the more dangerous you get, but there's nothing like little kid rage. Like I can think back of like fights I've been in as a little kid, and like I feel like back then there were times that I would probably have, like, given the right circumstances, would have killed them if I could have. You know what I mean? At the age of 8, like I was that mad.
Yeah.
It's like once you get older, it's like, okay, you're mad, but you just want to kick an ass and leave. You don't really, you're not in the business of killing at that point.
Yeah.
But I feel like 8-year-olds, man, they're fighting to the death if somebody doesn't get there.
Oh yeah, it's funny when you, yeah.
I mean, it's true if you think about it. Like 8-year-old rage is something fierce, man.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I was never a big kid, anyways, and he was about the same size as me. So like, they're like, I guess none of us was really gonna hurt each other, but and I still never really grew up much from that.
You were gonna try though. That's the thing.
Ah!
Intent is what I'm trying.
Yeah.
Intent's what I'm getting at. Like I know when I was 8, because I had like a weird growth spurt in like 8th grade where I got a lot bigger than I was. But like 8-year-old Travis, man, if I was mad enough to fight, I was mad enough to kill. Like I was fucking, I was ready. Windmill action and everything. I was ready to get after it.
I was the same way. That was the one time though, like I really did get that angry. Like I've had fucking kids try to do shit like to me, like it was never really that serious. But that one time to this date, it was that serious, and I was gonna beat his fucking ass. But it never got to that. But that was really like the highlights. I think some of the like best moments I've had were camping. I remember once we camped and it was like January, February, and it was cold as fuck. And we were just, our tent was on top of just iced over fucking snow. It was all lumpy and shit. Like, it was bad. But it was kind of fun though, because like I always loved camping because there's always the same routine with the same fucking people, and they had this little sink set up and this little grill and thing, and we'd always have the same fucking orange tang that we drink, and it was so fucking good. Shout out to fucking Tang. That's the shit, a little powder shit you put in your in a cup of water or whatever. Mix it in there. Oh, good stuff. I'll bring back some memories. I need to find some. Yeah, we fucking make pancakes and bacon and shit, and I don't know. It was just always a good time, man. Camping, let me tell y'all, that's the shit. Go do some camping. It's fucking fun, especially when you get a group of people with you. And especially like at a place like Camp Sinaquippi, they have like a lake and stuff, and they had a shooting range, an archery range. What else do they have? They had a little bit of everything, man. It was fucking cool. But enough of that. What the hell we got next? Is that the end of the Moonhead mailbag?
Yeah, askmoonhead@gmail.com. That's the mailbag.
Alrighty. Oh boy, you want to take this one because I don't. You told me.
I thought you were Monday. Did you not talk about Monday?
Oh, I didn't talk. Yeah, I didn't talk about Monday. All right. Long story short, because I'm sick of telling this fucking story. Here's what the fuck happened. Monday. Okay. Originally, this goes back to technically Friday. Friday, I woke up and I was kind of pissed because I hadn't got a NASCAR heat code yet, and I wanted to get some done before I left. And sure than shit, I woke up to a NASCAR Heat 5 code the day I left. Like I woke up, I threw shit in a bag. I looked at my phone. It was an email. It was the email I didn't want to fucking get that specific time. And what did I fucking do? I got it that specific time, and I fucking left. I drove all the way to Indiana, and that was it. I didn't get a jump start. That's why you didn't see Heat 5 early. Fucking sucks. Feels bad, man. Bad timing. Mm-hmm. So fast forward to Monday, I was like, I don't want to. I'd like to sleep in, but instead I woke up at 6 a.m. and I fucking left because I was like, it's only like an 8-hour drive. I can get there by like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I can have plenty of time to get F1 downloaded, bang out a couple NASCAR Heat career mode videos and whatever else. I actually recorded a Heat 4 video at the Daytona 500. Everybody always tells me to fucking run that race every year after I'm done my career mode, and I never do, and I finally did it this one time, and it was pretty cool. It's in the vault, though. If I might release it one of these days. I might not. You'll have to remind me sometime, but I haven't. I might have deleted it. I don't know. It might still be out there. It might not be. Anyways. I had a lot of shit I wanted to get done, so that's why I left fucking early. All right. Now one more sidetrack. this January or February, I drove out with a different car to Indiana because I was out there for the Pacers. We did a Pacers game. We did a Monster Jam, all that shit. I always like going out there for that stuff. This was pre-COVID. On my return trip, I got a flat tire and I got it all sorted out. I changed tire, whatever. I went the rest of the way. I stopped at this fucking Love's. Fast forward to fucking July. I just got into Ohio and the roads are still kind of shitty there. I hit this giant fucking pothole, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm not kidding. Like the roads in Indiana, and then right there, the fucking border right there in Ohio, seriously fucking bad. Worst I've ever seen in my life. And everybody, it's like the weather. Like people live, there's two things they always claim they have the worst of: changing weather and roads. I'm going to tell you something. I've been a lot of places now. Indiana and that just border to fucking Ohio, the worst roads I've ever seen in my life. And I fucking clocked one of these potholes. And sure and fucking shit, I felt the truck start vibrating. And I was like, motherfucker. So I pull over at this Love's. And wouldn't you know, it was the same fucking Love's that I pulled over with another flat tire just a couple of months before. Same fucking Love's. And here I am all fucking pissed off. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Fucking flat tire. And I'm going to lose a bunch of time now. And, yeah, I pulled in right flat. The right rear was flat. It's like, all right. So I got all my tools out. There's this fucking, so since I drive a truck, the fucking spare is up underneath the bed. And that's just, they just have a stupid design for that. I'm just going to put that one out there. The jack was embedded in the side of the truck, so I had to take off this panel to get in there, and then this little knob, just the way my truck is, I couldn't get my arms in there very good to fucking turn it, so I had to go into fucking Love's. I had to buy this wrench set, which is $20 I'll never fucking get back, but at least it'll be good to have in my truck for further anything else I ever need. So I had to fucking get a proper size wrench to fucking unbolt it from the fucking thing and just took the whole thing off so then I could take the jack off. And I got all that. And then anyways, for a truck, you have like this fucking stick with a little T on the end, and you got to stick it up the truck's ass, and you got to find the little thing to put the T in, and then you lower it. Well, I sat there for a fucking hour in the 9 a.m. Indiana, Ohio heat, and I just couldn't fucking get it in the hole. I couldn't fucking get it. I couldn't do it. I just poked, I prodded, I just fucking couldn't get it in there. It's like, fuck. I lost a whole fucking hour. Let me fucking call. I have Allstate. I have a little fucking travel card thing. If I ever have any problems, I can call Allstate and they'll fix me up. I called them. Another hour later after that, my man Phil comes. Let me tell you all about Phil. Phil is the nicest cunt I've ever met in my life. He was one of those, like, middle-aged, 40-year-old men. He had a nice Fu Manchu, I'll give him that. But he was very... I even told him. It took him talking to me 35 seconds, maybe, before he mentioned Trump. 35 seconds. He looked at my license plate. He was like, oh, you're trying to get away from the Democrat or whatever, Biden, bullshit, politic joke, haha. And I was like, no, I'm just, I like racing. I went out here, visited some folks in Indiana, and I couldn't get him off it. He was like, and I was like, he said something about Trump and this and that, and was like, sorry, dude, I don't really do the politics thing, man. He's like, that was the wrong thing to say. That was the wrong fucking thing to say.
I see one of those like, oh, it's your future.
That's exactly what he said. It's your future. This is everything. And I'm like, not really, but like, I was like, I don't agree with either of them. So I'm just like, what the fuck? So what am I? I didn't even want to get into that. I was just like, I just want my fucking tire changed. Just fucking fix me up so I can go the fuck back home. And it was just back and forth, man. And then he was like, I needed him anyways, but it's like, I couldn't get the fucking thing in the thing, right? And he was like, oh, America just doesn't teach people enough these days and this and that. And I'm like, motherfucker, I just couldn't fucking get in the thing. Fuck you. Just put it in there. And eventually he fucking got it. And it started off really bad, but he started to warm up to me a little bit. So what I did was I fucking ran over this smooshed piece of copper piping. And he handed it to me. He pulled it out. He handed it to me. I was like, what the fuck is, and he was like, He gave me one of those, like, you don't know what that is? That's copper. Did they teach you that in high school? I was like, motherfucker, I know what the fuck it is. Where the fuck did it come from? Why the fuck was it in the fucking road? And he's like, mother. I was about to fucking punch him in the teeth. I was pissed. I was sitting there for like hours. Finally fucking got there, and all the people they could have sent me was this fucking guy. And my truck was overheating because I sat there with the AC on a little bit too long. It got a little hot. It didn't get too hot, but it was stuttering the next time I turned it on. So he helped me refill my coolant and everything. And it was cool. And he was like, we started talking, and we finally came together there at the end. He was a nice guy. He's just kind of cunty. He was just one of those, and he was one of those. Trump saved my life, and he's giving me everything. I'm not disputing that. That's cool, but like I don't give a shit. It's great that you're doing good. I don't really care why you're doing good, but it's great that you're doing good. You don't got to tell me. I'm just trying to get back on the road. I don't give a shit, man. Cool, great. All right. Anyways, he got me fixed up. He patched my tire, my right rear tire, and he took off my spare and put it in my bed. My spare actually had a plug in it, which I didn't realize. I don't know when that ever cut. Like the spare had a problem, but the spare had a plug in it. So he fixed that up, put air in it because it didn't even have air in it. So joke's on him. I actually needed him at the end of the day. I didn't, just because I couldn't put the fucking stick in the thing. So anyways, he put it in the back of the bed. Cool, great. Coolant. The truck cooled back down. It was great. It got back on the road. All right. 2 hours later, my right front falls off. I'm just hanging out. The truck was vibrating a little bit, but it was kind of here and there, and it wasn't like it was. I was like, whatever. And the right front just broke the fuck off. Like I was in Ohio. I broke down right there in St. Clairsville. I know you probably guys don't know where it is because I don't either. But it's right there before the border. Like it was right there where Wheeling is, and I was almost in West Virginia. And as I'm approaching this bridge, my right front breaks off, and it was like the most like slow-mo motion I've ever experienced in my life. I was just sitting there, I was listening to a podcast, the whole truck just sits down on the right front, and it startles the fuck out of me. And as that happens, as I'm looking at this bridge approaching, as I'm about to go over it, I look out my passenger side window, and there's my fucking right front tire bouncing next to me. And I'm like, just in a slow-mo, like, what the fuck? And obviously it's a bridge, so there was an exit ramp right next to it. And basically the right front went down the exit ramp, and there's just this big fucking hill, because I'm going over the bridge. And the right front just bounces and bounces, clear into the fucking woods. Who the fuck knows where it is? If you guys live in Ohio, check out one of the exit ramps near St. Clairsville. You could probably find a Nissan Frontier right front with a pretty decent tire. I mean, I bought those. I mean, I don't use the tires too much. I don't drive too much, but I mean, it's a nice tire. It did its job. And the wheel didn't. It just fucking broke. It broke the fuck off. Anyways, so I come to a screeching halt. I was surprised, but I got really lucky because it just broke right there and it landed right on the brake rotor. So I just it dug in to the I don't know how to explain it. It just it broke off. It landed and it just stopped. It didn't go all over the place. I didn't fucking even come close to hitting anything. I just I turned it still and I just got off the fucking highway, and I was like, fuckity fuck. My right front just blew off. Just came the fuck off. I'm on 3 wheels. I'm in the middle of fucking BFE, Ohio. Fuck. And I whipped out my fucking Allstate. Say, hey, need some help again. And I called somebody, and it was sitting there for 15 minutes, and it just it wasn't finding anybody. And finally a cop showed up, and he was like, hey, what's up? And he was like, oh shit, you're missing one. And he called me a tow truck, and the cop was real cool, but he left me there on the side of the highway. He's like, you good? I was like, I guess. He was like, all right, and he fucking left me. And then the tow truck came 20 minutes later, and this tow truck guy pulled up, and he just started hooking my truck up. He didn't say a word to me, and I was like, oh, fuck. We went from Phil to this guy, and I didn't get this guy's name. He didn't say a word to me, didn't even look at me to start hooking up my truck. I was like, oh, boy, we're in for a good one here. And he hooks up my truck, and I think the first words I said to him was like, hey, can I ride with you? And he's like, yeah, I guess you don't have a choice. So I hopped up in there, and he was like, then he started motherfucking the cop. He's like, motherfucker, why would he? Because he didn't. Why would he call me? Why the fuck would he call me? What a fucking asshole cop. And I was like, I thought he was kind of nice. And then he was like, He was like, he should have called somebody who has a fucking garage. He just called me, and I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Now I gotta find somewhere to take you. And he called somebody, and it was this NTB tire service. And he was like, we walked in there, and he was like, so here's the situation. He was explaining, and I was explaining, and he pulled it around back, and he's like, all right, we'll take a look at it. We'll see if we could fix it. And this guy ended up being really cool. Apparently, he works with Travis Braden. Do you know that name, Travis Braden?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's won the Snowball. He won that one IRP race I was at. Apparently, he works, and we started talking racing at the end. So he turned out to be a really cool guy. We're joking around. He was actually really, really nice.
The tow truck guy or the guy at the shop?
No, the tow truck guy. The guys in the shop were great too, though. They were just concerned about one thing, pulling one thing off. They didn't know how to take something off there. But they were like, I remember sitting there in the tow truck. I was like, dude, I just want to get home. To the tow truck driver, and he's like, well, you ain't going home today. And I was like, motherfucker. I was very convinced I was gonna have to stay a night in Ohio, and I did not want to do that. Anyways, they got it up on a jack. They were looking at it, and I just sat there, and I was like, they never told me one way or another. They were just like, and I was like, I was so close to paying the guy just to tow me back to fucking Hagerstown, because he's like, I'd do it. It's a fucking shitload, and it was gonna be a shitload, but I was like, I'll take my chances. They're gonna they're gonna work on it, and then they worked on it, and they fucking fixed it in a record time. Jesus Christ, I couldn't believe it. They got me back on the fucking road, and I got all the way home 8 minutes before Tits started that night at Texas, the Chase opener. Jesus fucking Christ, I couldn't believe it, dude. I came hauling ass. I guess you probably, I don't know. I guess you probably haven't gone up that far. Coming in, like the way you kind of bounce off Washington, PA, and then you go down south to get to where I'm at through PA. You basically go through the fucking mountains, and I was fucking hauling ass in my truck. I was going so fast, and I had to go through like Mercersburg and a couple of towns and stuff, and I was going fucking like 65 in a 25 down Main Street, but I mean, it was like fucking 11 o'clock or 10, getting close to 10 o'clock, so there wasn't really many people out. I was just fucking hauling ass, dude. I couldn't believe it. Made it all the way back and won that fucking race. So that's my story. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I really wish I would have found my tire, or my whole tire, because that would have saved me some money, but I don't know where the fucking went. Maybe I'll go back and find it sometime.
Yeah, that'd be a good video, trying to find my fucking tire.
That was the most scary moment of the scariest. Just like I knew I was gonna be all right after the flat tire, but after my right front broke off, I was like, Jesus Christ, am I gonna be in Ohio for the next week while they fix this fucking thing? That was fucking awful. I'm so grateful to be here.
Yeah, that God, what a bad set of circumstances. Yeah, I guess while that was happening, I guess it was Monday that the Trump shit show happened, right? Or was it Tuesday?
I don't know. I think it was Monday, because I think that's why I didn't know about it.
Yeah. So if you've been living under a rock, our president.
That was another thing. Charlie Daniels died that day, and I was like, what the fuck? I got home, and everything happened. I was like,
God,
what?
that one. I found out about that on the radio, and that made me upset. God, I love Charlie Daniels. I loved his tweets. Every night he'd be like, all right, guess I'm gonna hang it up for the night or whatever. Good night, planet Earth. I just love that. I don't know why, but Trump tweeted, tagged Bubba, and basically asked if he had apologized for the hoax. I'd like to think Trump knows better. I think Trump's just trying to rile up his base of supporters, maybe get them to the polls. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. Like, I mean, it was such a stupid tweet, but like everything that goes on in politics and in our country, I feel like it's deeper than we'll ever know. I feel like shit like that's always just a distraction. So, I mean, who knows why he did it? I don't really care. It's not the first time he said something dumb. Won't be the last time. It turned Twitter into an all-out shit show, though.
Yeah, what a fucking idiot, man.
I'm not gonna call him an idiot because he knows what he's doing. You know, I mean, it's all a distraction for whatever else is going on. That's just the way it's always been. If it's not that, it's some big thing happening. There's always going to be something going on. It sucks that it's NASCAR's involved in this now.
But how is he the fucking president and he doesn't understand the fact that Bubba had nothing to fucking do with it?
I think he does. I just think he chooses to say those things. Like I said, it'll rile up his supporters. It'll rile up his haters. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the way it is. I don't know. I don't even care at this point. I saw a lot of people changing their opinions on Trump off of that. And it's like, okay, if it took him saying something about NASCAR, I guess there you have it. But I mean, I don't know. Nothing surprises me anymore. It was
Could you imagine though being Bubba Wallace and you wake up, you scroll through Twitter and you see Donald Trump in your mentions? That's gotta be fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's fucking cool, man. I mean, see, like the thing I've said about Trump, as a troll myself, there's part of me it's like, okay, this guy's a fucking idiot. I really don't think he's a fucking idiot, but this guy's a asshole. But then there's the other part of me, it's like, man, I'd love to be such a troll that you could just say my name and people get pissed. You know what I mean? Like, all you have to do is say Donald Trump and people lose their shit on Twitter.
It is true.
It's great. It's great. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was sad. It was just like, I couldn't believe it when I first saw it. I could not believe it. I think I'd sat down to take a morning shit and scrolling through Twitter. And I just, like I said, I could not believe what I was seeing. But I don't know. Right. Other news that came out this week, though, was the Daytona road course. That was good.
Yeah, that's I'm kind of hyped for that. Everything's running there, right? Trucks Xfinity Cup, ARCA?
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Oh, and there'll be like 10 of them for ARCA,
yeah.
But still.
That's going to be a fun fucking weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I guess the only question I have is like, I mean, I guess, but like they've got lights for the infield to light it up enough. But I just thinking back to, the 24-hour there, I mean, they use their headlights for most of it, so I mean,
they don't have to worry, it's a day race.
Oh, is it a day race? I thought it was a night race.
No, the shootout's going to be a
that's
night
what
race.
It was. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, how the fuck are they going to do? I guess that's why they scheduled it way ahead, so they have plans for the fucking lights or whatever.
Yeah, I think it'll work all right in the infield. I'm sure they can bring, mobile lighting fixtures in and stuff. The infield, I mean, it's a big track, but the infield portion of the road course isn't really that big. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like between the real lights and some mobile lighting shit they could put up, I'm sure they can do it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I got my ass handed to me on Twitter by some folks because I was concerned with how fast they're going to be barreling off into turn one. Because, like, here's the thing. Like, I get racing's dangerous, but it's like, could you imagine if somebody fucking loses their brakes going down to turn one and blows through that little runoff area and hits somebody else who's coming out of the infield? You know what I mean? Like, that'd be bad because they're going to be hauling ass by the time they get back around to turn one.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a pretty unpleasant angle. I mean, if you think of a brake failure in a cup car.
Yeah.
And just going straight like that, I mean, you're going to hit some tires and you're probably going to go through them or go over them.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at. It's like if they don't have tires there, you're either hitting oncoming cars. I mean, if they don't have tires there, you could get lucky and just keep going, and that'd be fine. But it's like you could hit somebody. But then if they put tires there, you're probably going through them or over them, like you said. The only like good option I see are like Watkins Glen does with the tires being away from the barrier or whatever. So maybe they could do like layers of tire barriers where you hit some and take them with you until you finally slow down.
They should bring back that foam. You remember that shit from
Jimmy
Johnson crash at Watkins Glen? They used to pack that fucking foam. Those big blocks of foam. Those are always fun because when you hit them, it's like confetti.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, of course that's the thing, man. Fucking I don't know. Like, people, they get mad about all this shit, but then you bring up, oh, somebody could get hurt. Like, well, why can't you just enjoy it? I don't understand. And then you have these fucking assholes. Well, a Daytona prototype does this speed around here. I never have a problem with it. It's like, okay, it's fucking different. They're different cars. They're built different. the racing's different. You know what I mean? Like a
Mhm.
NASCAR race car is not built to do the things they're gonna be doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
I'm excited for it though. That's gonna be
me too. I'm hyped as fuck.
It's very rare when we get a new track on at least the Cup schedule. So to kind of get one like, I mean, it's not new, but it's new. You know what I mean? With obviously with the road course configuration. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a random one, but I'm all for it. On the bright, the road has fucked up a lot of things, but it's given us a really different NASCAR season, and I'm cool with it. I don't know about you, but
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, they've done the best with what they've had. So I don't know. I think it's unique, I guess. So I'm fucking hype. ARCA, like all four, fucking dude, that's gonna be a hell of an awesome weekend. I'm looking forward to it. So, but coming up, as I typed, Bristol, Brysall.
Brysall, get it today.
Yeah. This Wednesday night All-Star race. We're gonna be there, and apparently everybody else in the NASCAR community is gonna be there too. So look forward to seeing y'all there. Yeah. So this, I'm so excited for this. I guess we'll have to do a podcast while we're there, and we can. Well, I guess we can talk about that later, but we'll have to do like a post Bristol podcast.
Yeah.
We can put that on like Sunday or something. But so much shit is gonna be different, and this is like what we've been asking for the All-Star race to be forever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's finally like it's finally what we've wanted. And we can't be silent about this because that's what NASCAR fans say all the time. Oh, you guys ask for this for stuff all the time, and when you get it, you never say. Well, this is something we've all fucking wanted for a long time, and I think everybody's gonna be very, very vocal about it. And there is not a single person that's not hyped for this fucking All-Star race, except for maybe the number placement. That shit's fucking gross. But we've got fucking Underglow. We've got a Bristol All-Star race with a choose cone, and what else could you want?
So, what's your opinion on the choose cone? Because the way I see it, I don't think I'd like it in regular races. There's just something about it that I wouldn't like. Like I like it more than the gimmicks off pit road, where people are slamming on their brakes and shit. But it's like I kind of like this guy's in fourth, outside line's not going to go, he's fucked. Or this guy is in fourth, outside line's going better here, he's in a good spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
All-Star race, I love it though.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's one of those things. For the All-Star race, it's perfect. I'm thinking like maybe like a short track exclusive like Martinsville and Bristol. But watching it like anywhere else at like a mile and a half or something, I don't think you need it there. Because I think that's part of, I'd like to have both, but then consistency. But I like I think All-Star race at least. If you want to do it for maybe the short tracks, cool. But like outside, you can't do anything above like a mile. You know what I mean? I think it'd be fucking stupid. And then you just go off of how you come off a pit road. I'm all for it. At least the All-Star race, absolutely. Especially at Bristol, that's like a perfect spot to have a choose cone. And for those of you guys don't know, the choose cone is you choose your own lane. Everybody, I was surprised at how many people didn't know what a choose cone was.
Yeah.
But I guess people are gonna fucking learn this Wednesday night.
I learned from Jimmy Spencer back years ago. I remember he brought it up in one of his rants on NASCAR Race Hub.
Throw back to Jimmy Spencer.
I miss him, man. God, Jimmy Spencer was awesome. I'm excited, man. We got to get I bitched about my seats on Twitter, because they gave us weird seats.
Yeah, I'm gonna call them on Monday. I tried calling today, but I realized they weren't open. So I actually emailed them, and if they don't email me back, I'm gonna call them.
I talked to somebody who's been multiple times, and he told me that we've actually got really good seats apparently. Oh. But looking on their little chart thing, and then looking at the things I sent you compared to some of the other people who have told me where they're sitting, it's like, okay, we paid double the price, and where we're sitting is a lot worse. But I think it's just the map looks different because we're on the back stretch, and the back stretch apparently is different than the front stretch. There's more sections on the back stretch. Like it's kind of more spread out, apparently. Not spread out, but like it's divided differently. So I think we're a lot higher than it looks.
Okay, well,
That's
that's
what I'm
good.
hoping. But they said we'll actually have a really good view. So
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna say
hoping.
we're. Yeah, I think that'll be pretty cool. I would say the one and only time I was there, I sat in like turn 3, so it'll be kind of close to where I sat before, just more on this straight. I was kind of hoping we'd sit there because I liked where I sat that one time, where you get like a straight on view of them coming down the backstretch. But I think it'll be pretty cool because we'll be right there on the straightaway, and then we can see them. We'll have a good view. We'll just be fucking head wobbling the entire
Yeah.
race, watching them come off of turn 2 and then watching them go, drive it down into turn 3. The only thing though, when we were sitting in turn 3, you kind of missed it. Like you can only see like the roof of the cars, like when they get up on the banking sometimes. Like there was that one. It was that one. You remember that one crash? It was Hamlin and Harvick, and then Hamlin pulled or Harvick pulled up, and it was that crash. They fucking watered them up right in front of us, and you couldn't see half of it because they were up on the bank, and then they all slide down, and you're like, oh, he was in that wreck, and stuff like that. But
I think where we're at, we'll actually get to see the wreck.
yeah, I think so too. So
Yeah, so that'll be good.
yeah, nice little turn. I'm excited, dude. I am so fucking excited.
I am too. Dude, I didn't realize. Holy shit, 3 days.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking
Oh
crazy.
my god. Yeah. It's gonna be, dude. So many fucking people have told me they're gonna be there. Like, so I guess everybody'd get mad if we did like an actual like set place to meet us. But like, I actually I want to see people. I felt bad at Dega because I had several people like DM me, and I just like, I didn't know where the fuck I was at Dega, and I'm gonna be even more lost at Bristol.
Well, the good news is it's a little smaller, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'll figure it out, but I do want to meet everybody. I like meeting people. I'm not very shy, so
I
if you
am.
see me, come say hi. Yeah, Cozy don't like meeting people. Cozy likes to hide, but if you want to come meet me, you can come say hello.
I'm not that big of an asshole. I just have social anxiety.
I mean, I do too, but like, I don't give a fuck. I mean, at that situation, we're all there for a race, so it's like, if I'm that like socially anxious, we can just talk NASCAR or something. You know what I mean? But I do want to see everybody. I've had a ton of people say they want to meet up. Apparently, every fucking YouTuber and their brother's coming. So that'll be interesting.
Make sure you take pictures with us so we look cooler than all the other people.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, yeah, if you meet us, take a picture so we look like big deals.
Yeah.
We'll pay you to take a picture with us.
Yeah, that's right.
Just come up.
$5. 5 free. Fucking who the fuck's on the $5?
Abe.
Hey, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure. Yeah,
he's on the penny too.
Is he? That's what I was thinking.
Bastard.
I was like, is he on both?
Yeah.
Well, good on him. Good guy. Free Abraham Lincoln, the good one. To anybody who wants to take a picture with us. But yeah, Bristol's gonna be a great time. If we do meet anybody, I look forward to meeting them. I guess.
Somebody told me they're gonna be really strict, but they also said Dago was gonna be really strict, and we saw how that went.
Yeah, so. Wear your masks, everybody. I'm probably not gonna be shaking no hands, but we'll talk to you.
I don't give a fuck. Come shake my hand. Come say what's up.
Karen's not listening.
I'm John. Okay, I'll fist bump.
Yeah,
I washed my hands. Here's the thing, guys. Like, if I was like out and about, like, I'd get it. But it's like, I'm going to a NASCAR race, and then guess where I'm going to be for the next 2 weeks? I'm going to be in my fucking house like usual.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's going to fucking be that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But whatever. Come say what's up to me. I'm not a Ronophobe. I ain't going to run away from you. I'll take a picture with you, whatever. We'll shoot the shit if they'll let us. I don't know how it's going to be. We're sitting on the back stretch, so if any of y'all are sitting on the back stretch and you see us, come say what's up. Who was it we met at Dega? Was it Misscraft? That's his name, right? Yeah. I was just sitting there, and I've never, like, Cozy can attest to this. I've always been with Cozy, and he's been recognized, but I don't think anybody's ever recognized me, except that one kid who got a picture with both of us that time at Martinsville.
Yeah, we were still getting you on the map those first couple of years.
Yeah. Well, they saw me first, and they yelled something about tits. And I was like, oh, I like tits. And then they were talking about iRacing tits. I was like, oh, I own that. And then sure enough, it was somebody wanting to see me. And then they were like, oh, Cozy's here. Because they didn't expect to see Cozy there. But then I got a fudge round brought to me.
That guy was a legend. He gave me one too. You dropped yours on the fucking ground, you schmuck.
I told him later because I streamed the next night or whatever, and he was in the chat. And I wanted that fudge round so bad, and I got one bite before I fucking dropped it. And it was like, man, if people didn't see me drop it, I probably would have ate it. but I had to throw it away because people saw me, and it broke my heart. And like part of me was like, I wanted to DM it or tweet him back, be like, "Yo, I dropped my fudge round. Do you have another one?" But then I was like, I ain't gonna make him walk all the way back down here. But god damn, it was disappointing, man. I hate when I did that one night with a pizza. I had gotten a pizza out of the oven. I was walking in here at my old house, and I tripped right as I was getting into my seat, and I flipped my pizza out of my fucking plate and on the floor. Oh my god, man, it's so disappointing.
No. Dude, that fucking reminded me. I feel like everybody at this point like has to have one story of just them dropping some food. Just like, and it's just so upsetting. I had one, and it. What's the worst food you think you could drop? Just like mess wise.
Spaghetti or something, probably.
Pretty close. I microwaved a huge ass thing of fucking like clam chowder, and I fucking pulled it out, and I just like. I don't know what the fuck happened, but it was in my hands and then it wasn't, and then it was just splattered fucking everywhere. And all the fucking things it could be is this fucking clam chowder. So it was just chunky and it was just, it's not good. It was not good. And I really like clam chowder, and it's just, man. All right, that's my story. What's next?
Oh.
Kentucky?
Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, I mean, we still got some tomorrow, but.
Oh, I thought you meant. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. We're reviewing Kentucky now.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to review other than the fight and the fucking Allgaier thing.
Yeah, so Allgaier ate shit on the back straightaway and took out one of the Bassetts. Bassett ate major shit, one of the hardest Kentucky hits I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And then Bassett, being an underfunded team, they were upset. They were okay. Allgaier was okay. Allgaier went to the hospital in an unrelated matter because his heart rate was high. Bassett tweeted, "Thanks, Justin." And then NASCAR Twitter erupted because they hadn't found anything to be mad about that day and ripped the Bassetts to shreds because the guy was in the hospital apparently. And apparently, if somebody wrecks your $100,000 race car and then go to the hospital in an unrelated matter, you can't be upset at them. You have to be happy because they're in the hospital. I don't get that.
I don't either. It's I agree with everything he said on Twitter. Yeah,
it's like it'd be different if he was dead. Like if it was like a Newman situation, you know what I mean? Like fucking Corey LaJoie's like, "Oh, way to go, Newman! You fucking destroyed my car." You know what I mean? Like, okay, that'd be a little different. But it's like, okay, obviously Allgaier's okay. He got out and then went to the hospital for further evaluation at the time. So even if it was crash related, it's like the dude's not dying. You know what I mean? You're out a fucking race car. Allgaier's out nothing. Maybe he misses a race if he's injured, but it turned out he wasn't even injured. He wasn't even hurt. Nothing was even wrong with him. They just wanted to check his heart rate. So like, I don't see the big deal. Why's everybody mad at him?
Yeah, I saw the you followed up saying that Justin doesn't have to put his cars back together or whatever.
Yeah. I like how he doubled down. Like, I respect that. Like, because I did my thing where you're in a foot race, you're running down a hill, guy tries too hard, trips, falls, and makes you drop your phone. He has to go to the hospital for stitches, and you have to buy a new phone, but you can't say anything bad because the guy's getting stitches. And then I had to change it the next day and add that the guy went to the hospital in an unrelated matter because he was puking. And you still can't be upset because he's at the hospital. But really, I mean, that's what it's like. Like, it's just stupid. Yeah. It's like this guy tonight in the late model who dropped an elbow. Did you see that?
No, I saw the one dude jumping on the fucking windshield.
Yeah, he dropped a fucking from the top rope, dropped an elbow onto the fucking windshield. Apparently, the guy was knocked out in the car, though.
Oh shit!
So they wrecked. This guy had problems with the other guy, the elbow drop guy. Sam knows him. Sam actually called me. He's like, "You could probably get him on gas holes. I know him really well." I was like, you know what? We might, if we ever want a guest, I think it'd be this guy because he seems like a really cool guy. Yeah. So maybe we can work something out there. But apparently he got wrecked by the guy. Some are saying the guy got hit into him. Either way, guy hits the elbow guy wrecks. Guy who hit him wrecked. Apparently the guy was knocked out. Elbow guy didn't give a fuck. Probably didn't know. Ran out, ran on the wall, dropped an elbow on the windshield. Some guy ran up, drug him off the car, and then he ran to the pits. Everybody's mad at him. Guy's bragging about it. He loves it. And then people are coming out. Wow, what a classless son of a bitch. The guy's knocked out. I hate Twitter head wobblers, man. I hate it. I don't fucking get it, man. There's so much to be mad about, and they just find every little thing. And we're about to get to a big one with Kentucky last night.
Oh man, I really it was funny because we were gridding last night for the NASCAR race, and I looked over my monitor because my TV's kind of sitting there too, but I can only see like maybe 65% of it. I leaned over, I just saw fisticuffs, and I was like, "Yo, dude, they're fighting!" Everybody Discord, I said over the iRacing chat. Everybody's like, "Wait, what?" Everybody's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, they're fucking fighting." And that's all I really saw. I saw they I don't know if there's usually like there's a better angle that shows up, you know. I don't know if there's ever one of those because
that second angle was pretty good, looking like straight on at it.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. All I saw was just them, and then there's like a couple punches, and then just went behind the cars, and that was it. Like I didn't see anything else.
Well, Chris Mulhall was there.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah. So for the viewers or the listeners, Chris was working for Timmy Hill, holding the pit sign, and he said that once they were on the ground, Noah still had a hold of Harrison and was beating the hell out of him. He said there was a definite winner in that deal. And watching it, so I was streaming. Somebody told me, first glance, I didn't really see. I just saw Burton going forward and then them kind of going down. So I was like, holy shit, Harrison Burton just took him down. Caution comes out. I watch it again. I didn't realize that Harrison walked over there, shoved him multiple times, and then finally Gregson had enough and fucking a haymaker. If it would have hit face, it would have been bad. Luckily, he kind of missed and got him in the side of the neck. But still, it was enough to get Harrison on his way down. And then I saw one more. You could kind of see one more being thrown as they went down. But I got to give it to Gregson. He whipped his ass. Like, there's no other way to put it. I can't think of a time watching a NASCAR race that I've seen somebody actually get their ass kicked, like legitimately. Mm-hmm. Maybe the Mears and Ambrose thing, but that wasn't really an ass whooping. That was just a hell of a punch. That was a straight up ass whooping. And it's like, okay, I get why Harrison was upset, and I'm happy he went and stood up for himself. But it's like at a certain point, if you're looking to fight, just fucking punch him. Don't do all that shoving shit. You know what I mean? Because look where it got him. It got him his ass kicked.
Yeah. I was surprised it even got because I remember watching the accident. I was like, all right, you know, Gregson got loose, and you know they did the up the hill thing. You know, I'd be fucking pissed too, but you know, fighting over it. I mean, it was just a fucking like I get it, but like I don't get it. You know what I mean? And then if you go in there and get your fucking ass beat, like way to go, dude.
Well,
I mean, he's already won 2 races. Like, what the fuck you need, man? You got wrecked, boo fucking who? Go home. Don't get your ass beat. But thanks, I mean, for the entertainment.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, if you're going to be, you could be mad talk, because Noah looked like he was willing to talk about it. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was going anywhere.
Uh-huh.
And then he just started getting shoved. And it's like, okay, at a certain point, it's the same thing with like the Logano deal. Just Logano didn't really get his ass whipped because the crews were there. But it's like, if you're looking to fight, why are you just shoving him? You know what I mean? Like, what was the point, I guess? You know what I mean? Because, like, obviously, I guess Harrison didn't really want to fight. So why are you even putting your hands on a guy? You know what I mean? Like, why would you put your hands on somebody if you're not looking to fight? Like, that's something I don't get. And I'm sure Harrison understands that now. Because he got the hell beat out of him. It surprised me, man. I didn't expect, like, I figured to see, like, a NASCAR ass whooping, it would have to be like Mike Harmon, BJ McLeod, Ryan Newman, DiBenedetto or somebody, you know, just finally having enough and fucking kicking some ass.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect it would be Noah Gragson laying somebody out. And then here come the head wobblers. They need to be fine. They're not social distancing. Noah didn't have his mask on. Noah was outside Noah's car. So if anybody needs to be fine, if they find Noah, I'll be surprised. They shouldn't find Noah because Noah did nothing wrong. Noah got out of his car. Harrison approached him. Harrison shoved him multiple times, and it looked like Harrison was going to grab him when he punched him. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's Noah supposed to do? Just stand there and get pushed over and over and over? Like,
Yeah, fuck that. Let's fucking throw down.
Boyer punched the shit out of Newman with Newman still in his car.
Yeah.
And didn't get fined. So it's like,
I forgot about that one. That was
that was
hilarious.
funny. If that was funny, but it's like, if you're not going to find somebody for beating the hell out of somebody while they're in their car, how can you find somebody for, and I get the guidelines and all that, but for getting out of their car, immediately being confronted, being shoved over and over, starting to be attacked, and defending themselves? I mean, that's really all he did. He just defended himself. So, I mean, they find him, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, it chaps my ass, because people shit on Noah, and I get why, because he does do a lot of stupid shit on the track, but he makes shit exciting. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
NASCAR lacks a lot of personality with these young guys. Noah's got a lot of personality. He's obviously not scared to throw down.
Yeah.
We learned that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, he keeps shit, even if he's wrecking on the track, he's keeping shit exciting. You know what I mean? And he's not that bad of a driver. He's just kind of reckless. So, I mean, I don't see why people don't like him. So then you get people, well, he wrecks people. He assaults women because he kissed that snowball derby chick.
Yeah.
And he whistled at a chick one time, which was like, okay, catcalling's kind of lame, but it's like, okay, whatever. The kid whistled at a chick with a fat ass one time. It's like, okay, like, it's wrong, but people are like calling him everything. It's just like, it's so fucking stupid, man.
Yeah, especially, I mean, I'm so glad, though, two guys finally duked it out, because, like, hopefully that opens up the gates for other people to throw down now, because everybody has been wondering, especially, like, remember that Chase Elliott Kyle Busch thing when that first went down? Everybody was like,
they were all standing by his car, like,
Yeah.
do we go after him or do we not go after him?
Are we gonna see some ass beatings, or like what the hell's going on here?
Or Logano getting out and just staring at Chase that
Yeah.
time, like, I want to go over there and punch you, but I can't.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that man, I really hoping that opens the door, because, like, I think if NASCAR would be fucking stupid to find those guys, fucking whatever. Let's move the fuck on, man. COVID, boo fucking who? These guys had a fucking disagreement on the like. I mean, what's the fuck? Like, they had to pass all the screenings and everything to get in the track anyways, right? So if they don't have it, then what the fuck's the big deal? Let them fucking fight. So they shouldn't be fined worth a damn. So then everybody else should be like, all right, if we got a problem, fucking let's figure it out. Fucking throw down.
See, that's my thing with NASCAR. NASCAR is kind of a traveling circus. So obviously they're not testing everybody, as we found out with Jimmy, but they're still screening them. And at the end of the day, in theory, these guys are going to the track together and then going home. Some of them go to the shop, but most of them just go home. You know what I mean? I don't think the road crews really go into the shop right now. I think the shop's still kind of limited. The drivers, damn sure, I would imagine most of them are just going home and going to the track. So, like, I don't see the big deal with them getting near each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if worst case, they put their families at risk, but it's not like they're going from the track straight to fucking Walmart or something, you know what I mean? And coughing on your grandmother. Like, that's the example I always use, because that's the extreme people go to. But I don't see the big deal. They should be able to fight. I mean, for God's sake, there was a UFC fight tonight. You know what I mean? They're fucking beating the hell out of each other. And it's like, I get that they're tested and stuff, but still, I don't understand. I don't get the big deal with that. I hope they're not fined, because if they're not fined, man, All-Star race at Bristol has some potential.
Yeah, right, it fucking does.
I feel like if there's a time for somebody to flip shit, probably the Open would be. I could just see one of those couple of underfunded teams having career runs in the Open.
Yep.
They already don't give a fuck. They're looking for a reason to fight. One of those where pit boxes get flipped over and shit. Like, I could just see it. Man.
That'd be fucking awesome. There's nothing more exciting when you're at a racetrack, especially like a short track or something, and like there's that tension in the air, and then like a fight starts to break out, and the whole crowd goes crazy. Oh, dude, you remember that shit with Logano and Hamlin at Martinsville? Yeah. Oh, dude, that was so fucking awesome. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, and everybody was like, yeah, and I was like, what? And everybody just, like, the whole place erupts. I mean, Bristol won't be full capacity, but dude. Oh man, I really hope the fucking COVID goes away and then we get like a. I almost guarantee you, the All-Star race stays at Bristol now, and it's gonna come back around one of these years with a full crowd, dude. That's gonna be the fucking spot, man. Imagine a packed Bristol crowd, night race. You got the All-Star Open, you got the fucking All-Star race, $1 million on the line. You got all this shit, man. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's a shame it's not gonna be a full crowd, but man, they made the best out of this situation for damn sure. Could you imagine how many Charlotte races we almost had to sit through between what fucking
God.
two of them, and then an All-Star race, and then the fucking Roval, and like for fuck's sake, get the fuck like we get it, man. Charlotte's okay, we got it. We've seen plenty of fucking stupid Charlotte races. Give us something else, man. Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Perfect world.
God, I'm so excited.
perfect world. Now people have been saying, I've been saying the same thing too, that the All-Star race should rotate, but at the same time, there's not a whole lot of tracks that's really worth a fuck having an All-Star race at. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is there? Bristol, Martinsville, Richmond would be a stretch, but it's still a short track environment.
Yeah.
Homestead, like as far as mile and a halves go. And that's kind of
Atlanta night race could put on a good All-Star
Atlanta
race.
night race. There you go with horsepower. Without horsepower, you could suck my ass.
Yeah, but with the 2018 package or whatever, Atlanta night race would have been awesome for an All-Star race.
Oh hell yeah!
But see, I'm kind of with you. I'd like to see it just stay at Bristol at this point, unless they were going to rotate it with like tracks that aren't points races. Like if they tried out, if that was their way of testing a track, I'd be okay with a shitty All-Star race if it was a test. You know what I mean? Like if it was, all right, there's this fucking track out in Kansas that's 3/4 of a mile or something, you know, that none of us really know about. Let's see how Cup cars do there, and they take it there. If the All-Star race sucked, I'd be disappointed, yeah, but I'd be like, okay, at least they were trying something. Because even a bad race at a new track's still kind of exciting. You know what I mean? Like 2010 Kentucky was still pretty cool because it was new for the Cup cars to be there.
God, I don't remember fucking 2010 Kentucky.
You don't?
Fuck no.
I remember Kyle Busch winning and it being really boring, but I was like, oh, that's cool. It's a new track.
I just, the only thing I remember from that was the fucking, them talking about the parking the entire time. And how people were trying to get in the fucking track and they couldn't leave or whatever.
Yeah. There were people stuck out on the highway.
Yeah.
For like they didn't even get to see the race.
Yeah, what a fucking.
They probably all went to that strip club Chris was telling us about across the street. It's closed now. We did some research. It's closed.
Oh man. Damn, I was gonna say something, but I don't remember what I was gonna say. I was just like brief, like. Realistically, like perfect outcome would be All-Star race at a track, not on the circuit that the Cup cars just don't go to. So that way, it's it's a free for all for everybody, because like obviously Bristol probably has its favorites between like Kyle Busch, Hamlin, Logano. You got guys some better than others at a certain track. So realistically, that would probably be the best outcome, but is what it is. So really, the last thing on our list now. Briefly, so we had two games that came out recently. Big for both of us. Heat 5 and F1 2020. How you enjoying Heat 5 over there, champ?
So, when I bought the game, I made it a point because a big portion of my move to Twitch, like I wanted to do all my streaming on Twitch, and I actually wanted to be consistent with YouTube videos. And for me to do that, I have to like enjoy a game. So I just decided I'm gonna enjoy Heat 5 for what it's worth and what it is. And it's not a great game. It's not terrible. It's not a great game. But there's a lot of shit that you can make it fun, especially making videos. Like I'm not just gonna sit around and play Heat 5 in my spare time. But to make a series out of a career mode, it's pretty fun. So I'm enjoying it. I thought about getting F1, but F1 it was just too complex for me to make like a fun series out of. I still want to get it to play the game, maybe stream it or something. But as far as a series goes, Heat 5 is the way to go for me. But I'm having fun with it. I had a heartbreaking finish in my last episode that actually, like, I was legitimately sad. I went to bed pissed off that night.
Oh, man. Yeah, all right. Well, F1 is fucking awesome. I'll get to NASCAR here in a minute. F1, it took them. The last couple of games pissed me off, and I'm so glad F1 2020 finally came out so people would quit asking me if I was going to do a playthrough just because I quit the other one early. F1 2019 pissed me off because it was like 17, 18, all the way up to 19, and nothing really changed. It was like playing Madden, and it was still kind of broken. It was almost exactly like Madden, except F1 and Codemasters actually give a shit, unlike EA and Madden, and they finally they just fucking went ham this year with the My Team mode. Everybody had been wanting to have the ability to make your own team and do that all that stuff, and it's like a modern day NASCAR Thunder 2004, but with F1. It's everything you could possibly want, and if NASCAR games ever get there, then it's game over. But you have you can make your own team, you can hire drivers, swap rides and stuff like that. You have the F2 drivers in the mix, so drivers come and go and retire, and it is everything you could possibly want. You get your own sponsors, you make your own cars, you upgrade this, you upgrade that, you get money. It's everything you could possibly want. F1 2020, buy it, no balls. It's it's really good. It is really good. The game plays, I feel like, a lot better than F1 2019. I think it feels a lot better. I've never driven an F1 car, but just based off watching it, feels like a lot more accurate, I think, now. NASCAR Heat 5, what a disaster. I feel bad because everybody I've talked to within the organization, the companies, great people, and they've done some very nice things for me. And I appreciate it, and I'm still gonna stick around for sure. But man, Heat 5, man, not a good look.
I can enjoy it because I only played Heat 4 for 2 days.
Yeah, but
I never really went through it.
Here's the thing: I just don't understand. It's such a bad look. I just don't understand why they wouldn't. They would just be like, all right, sorry, we're not going to put out a game this year, and we're just going to focus. This game was such a waste of time. And for what?
You think they even put any time in it though? Because it doesn't look like it.
Not really.
Trophies say Heat 4. The tweets are all the same.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, but I don't understand. The trophies still say NASCAR. Why would you have put out a new game and you have any files associated with NASCAR 84 in there? You have NASCAR 84 logos in there. Just fucking graphics glitches here, which that's not a big deal, but still, nothing really changed between the driving, handling, graphics. None of that really nothing. What did change? It was this and I've been around for Heat Evolution, Heat 2, Heat 3, Heat 4, and Heat 5. It's embarrassing is what it is. I was really afraid the first usually the month leading up to the game, it's just every week there's a new announcement. This was not that. I was in their creator program for Heat 4. And, they were sending me all these, video promos and this and that so I could make videos and stuff. And it was really great. All the new features with Heat 4. And Heat 5, I got one. One video, and that was the trailer. And that was it. I understand why the game ended up like this. But I didn't think it was going to be to this extent. And with that being said, I just don't understand. I just don't see... It's just basically a cash grab like the Tony Stewart sprint car racing game was, except this one was a game they already made. They added the ability to DNF, which I played a shit twice now in career mode, and I have not DNF'd yet. They added a testing session, which should have been in there 4 games ago. And I want to say I'm missing something, but that's really about that. They didn't. The career mode didn't change. The only thing different about career mode so far that I've gathered is that there's no video messages, which is very disappointing. So, and they still charged $50-$60. It's just not the game's not worth that. It should be a $30 game. And that $30 game they had with Heat 4. they really just half-assed it to Heat 5 and charged double that price for it. So, again, good people, and I understand why everything. It's not. I just like I don't understand. I get it. They wanted to make money, but at the same time, they had to sit back and look at their product and be like, "This is not good. This is the same game." I just don't understand how they played the game. Like some person had to sit there, win a race, go to victory lane, and be like, their trophy still says NASCAR Heat 4. Like it blows my mind. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And they just had to sit there and look like we can't like. I guess they have a license with NASCAR. That's probably why they had to fucking do it. And I still stand by that. I think they'll really put out a solid game with NASCAR Heat 6. I think they'll make a big stride. They can't go backwards, I don't think. So they've tried multiple times now, but now that they have a full year, they're gonna have next gen consoles and all that stupid shit. They're gonna have a lot of time and they're gonna have a lot of resources. And if they don't put out if Heat 6 isn't a banger, then we're screwed. I've been hanging tough through Heat Evolution all the way till now, and even though Heat 5 was a flop, everybody was saying Heat 5 was going to be the game, but then it started backing up with those next gen consoles. Now I'm saying if Heat 6 isn't the game, then it's F's in chat, boys, F's in chat. And I hate it, man. I hate it. I really wanted Heat 5 to be a good game for everybody, but it's just like I think everybody would have been better off if they just didn't release this game. And they were like, all right, we're just going to, like, why even, like, that's what I just don't understand. Why even waste your time? I guess they didn't. They were just like, hey, there's a couple, DNFs, test feature. I mean, I would imagine they probably didn't put much time into it, like, whatsoever. They didn't change the Heat 4 logos on the trophies. There's still the same issue they have every year where career mode would crash and it would delete career mode files and stuff like that. Still lucky that hasn't happened to me yet, but that's like an issue every single year at release. I just, I'm not going to sit here all night talking about it. It's just, as a player, it's very disappointing for the game to even be a thing. They should just, that would have been the right thing to do. NASCAR 84 was not a bad game. It wasn't awful. It was just, it wasn't great, but it was solid. It was pretty solid for the previous games they had. The online was a fucking mess. It had its problems, but it was, it worked. Heat 5 works, but it's like, why waste your fucking time? I've said that like 8 times now, but like, why? Why? I'm working up a forehead sweat. This is my first podcast forehead sweat right now.
Oh man,
and,
I've had several of them.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to catch up here. I don't understand. I don't. That's all I got. Do you got anything?
No.
I don't understand it, guys.
We didn't mention Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy got Rona and then he didn't.
Yeah. People are saying it's a conspiracy, though, because he fucking... I guess people don't realize that he didn't know he had it till his wife had it. So, like, it's very possible that it already had run its course. You know what I mean? It was on its way out when he got the test. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, of course he's going to test negative sooner. If he tested negative twice, I mean, he's good to go back. I don't get what everybody's all fucking freaked out about.
Yeah, feels bad for Jimmy, though. Out of all drivers that could have got Rona, of course it was Jimmy Johnson.
At least he only missed one race, though.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I feel bad for him missing his last Brickyard because, he's had a lot of success there and he's always been pretty good. So that kind of sucks, but at least I guess he won't miss the All-Star race or, anything moving forward. So he's still got a shot at the playoffs, yeah, it wasn't really that big of a deal at the end of the day. I think that's really about it.
Yeah.
You got anything else you want to say?
Nothing.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I feel really bad. I feel like I didn't put a very good thought together on that Heat 5 rant, but I'm disappointed. But I'm still gonna put out the career mode videos, and I probably won't. I will not make it as far as I did in NASCAR Heat 4. Like I I made it all the way to Heat 5. Like I've got some plans. I want to catch up on some older games. So I'm probably gonna breeze through Heat 5 and then try to work on some other playthroughs coming soon. So that's gonna do it though for the Gasholes podcast. This was I don't know about you, but personally, I thought this was our best one yet.
Probably.
I think so. We're this is I don't know what our longest one is, but we're right here around 2 hours and 15 minutes. So.
Oh yeah, that's not up there.
Yeah, this one's pretty solid. This one's pretty girthy. So, I hope you guys enjoyed listening, man. It was a pleasure bringing it to you. I don't know about for Travis though. Was it a pleasure?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I felt like I rambled a lot and told a lot of weird stories, but yeah.
Yeah. We had a
That's
good
what
time.
it's for.
Absolutely. I like having a podcast. I don't know about you. You've had a couple of them, but
Yeah, it's the first successful one though. We officially set a record, I think, after week 2. So
hey.
that was
Yeah,
pretty good.
that's good. It's good to have a podcast for talking about shit. So, yeah, that's gonna do us for today, man. Hope you guys. Oh, we got to do picks real quick. Pick for Kentucky.
Kyle Busch.
Pick for Kentucky. Joey. Joey Logano. I'm not confident, but sure. Why the fuck not? All right. Thanks everybody for listening to the Gasholes podcast. We'll be back next. We got Bristol this week, so we'll probably Sunday, maybe not Sunday, maybe before that, but we'll have something for you hopefully for next week. Unless we don't, then we won't. So thanks everybody for listening. We appreciate you so much. YouTube, Spotify, the other pod, yeah, whatever the hell you listen. We thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next week. Until next time.